What's up, everybody? What's going on? Oh, I need smokes, please. Can you hand me a smokes? All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here with Mechanic Eric. He has been here since day one. Not really here, but
No,
I think
I've
you
been
started
since
in,
Monrovia,
yeah, Monrovia.
which was March 1st.
Okay, and that was what, that's halfway through,
Well,
right?
that was after they, about 4 days in from when they came from California, I think.
Wow,
Maybe five.
wow. So basically, I would say since day one.
No, because Antelanto or whatever it was called in California was day one. So, I mean,
Technically,
4 or 5 days
into
into
it.
the convoy.
Right. So then I would say day one, because you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day one in Hagerstown.
That too, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we can do. Day one, Hagerstown. So, man, we need your bio.
Need my
What?
bio.
So that means you've
Well,
been
like,
here
yeah,
100 years, right?
100 days.
Oh,
A
100
hundred
days.
years.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he grew his beard out. I know I saw him without a beard once.
No, you've never seen me without a beard.
Oh, okay. So
No.
that's not the same guy. No, I'm
No.
just kidding, guys. I'm just messing around. You know who White Cop underscore America
Hi, Jeff.
is. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, why don't we just do that? But yeah, go ahead, man. Nick, explain.
Well, yeah, we just want to know why you
Oh
even
yeah,
came. Why'd you even start this movement
or
Um,
come.
or come with the movement?
well,
Conflict.
I mean,
What did you feel? What's your feelings?
you know, I've got, even though my father wasn't big into my life and a lot of my family wasn't, um, the time that I spent with them gave me a strong moral compass, of what's right, what's wrong, you know, how how to live, you know, um, and I started seeing things in the government and you know just things I didn't agree with, things that needed to be done better, and really I had a lot of hope that the movement would be that voice of change, you
Very
know,
true.
and I really felt that that coming out here and being a participant in it was something that I needed to do if I really wanted to affect change in this country. I had the time and the opportunity to do it because with the way my job is, I'm off during the winter months.
Okay.
So a lot of people have that 9 to 5 job, you know, can't give up everything they've got. I've got things where my bills are being taken care of, my financial situation, I'm not in heartache, from being out here. Um, I can sustain my lifestyle,
And still support
and
the
still be out here. Just like a lot of the nomads and the retirees that are
out
a
here.
big part of the movement. Area 51's a nomad. He's retired.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he's here or if he's somewhere else. Wendy, again, she's a nomad. She's retired.
Nick.
Tracy. I can name probably half the convoy is made up of people that are on are retirees, that the reason they can be here is because they don't have they've got their financial situations squared away, that they don't have to be at a 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
so and I figured there may be something that would come up that maybe my skills would be useful for. I didn't initially come out here to be a mechanic, but when I did arrive and I saw the cars breaking down,
You jumped right on it. You figured that was it.
I figured that's what it was going to need to be.
And everybody needs a mechanic.
You know, so
A good one too.
yeah. I mean, it just you know, I think there's problems in the United States. I think that we've swayed or veered off course from what the founding fathers originally entitled the country to be, and we're at a tipping point where if we don't do something about it now, what it was to be an American
I
and
think forgot.
and grow up in this country and have the freedoms that we have is going to be gone.
Okay.
So now's the time that if you want to make a difference, that you have to stand up. If you can stand up, you have to stand up. And for me, luckily I had that opportunity. I think there's just too many radical ideas and too many fundamental changes that people are trying to make to the government and have been making to the government over the years that we've just strayed so far off course.
Or fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, that things just are going to crap.
Yeah.
I mean, just the simple fact that we're paying almost $6 a gallon in this area for diesel,
Unbelievable.
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's insane.
I mean, we've got career politicians. We've got career politicians that are coming straight out of college with no real life experience, deciding that they want to be in the federal government for the rest of their life. I mean, the government was set up to work like jury duty.
Yes.
You
do your
come
time,
in,
yeah.
you set up your life, you do your career, then when you are in a position that you feel that you can better the government and, represent your people, you would join the government.
Right.
You'd stay, you'd do your job, and, a few years down the road, you'd go back to your normal life. You need fresh blood, you need the same people that are doing the same thing and have been failing at it for all these years in office all the time.
Right.
Again, but that's not what this movement's about. That's my personal opinion.
Yes.
I hope that once the mission that these convoys and movements are trying to deal with get sorted away, which is the abuse of the Emergency Powers Act, that they're going to move on to those issues too.
Yeah, if that's not taken care of.
And I really think that while these movements aren't going to directly affect the things that the state level movements are dealing with, this movement, by being larger and getting national attention, or at least were, and hopefully will again, it's waking up more people that, hey, there's people out here. There's people that are in contact with the states. We're telling you, hey, if you can't come here, go to your state rallies. That message is going to affect more of those voter ID issues and more of the putting term limits on and more of the other problems that we're dealing with. So this is a national stage waking up the people to go to their states, in my opinion. Yes, we need you to come here to strengthen this so that we start getting national coverage so we can get on the news, which then will wake up more people at the states that may not be able to come here that will go to the state rallies because they can do that.
True.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100. And that's why they pushed everything.
I know.
But you went. So you've came since your hometown, or was that your hometown, or is that?
I live in
somewhere?
Wisconsin, so I joined in Monrovia, Indiana, which was the closest meetup point for me.
Okay. And then have you been a mechanic all your life?
I started out. When I was in school at one of the group homes I ended up at, they had a mechanic class.
Nick.
And
card.
The teacher realized that I had
Hand them to
mechanical
them?
aptitude, So he really poured into me a lot of knowledge, which was really good, which got me into my first job. And then I met a lot of really good mechanics that saw that I had a lot of skill, and they took me under their wing and taught me everything they knew. So I started out really the day after I turned 18. I had my first mechanics job.
That's when schools were teaching mechanics. They had like a little
Well,
shop back
I was in a group home, and that
Okay.
group home had its own
mechanic shop
its
and
own
stuff like
its own school on site.
See that, yep.
And one of the classes that they had was automotive.
When I went to school, it was
And
the same
you know,
thing. Yep.
I mean, they taught me basic automotive. You
Yep.
know, I could turn rotors, I could do brakes, I could do oil changes, I could do tune-ups. You know, just your basic maintenance stuff. And had an ASE certified master tech take me
Wow.
under his wing. He taught me how to rebuild calipers and rebuild alternators and
Nice.
starters. We don't do that anymore. People
No.
swap alternators, they swap starters, they swap calipers. But I learned that.
Yep.
You know, I learned that. And I know, you know, here's a perfect example. If you talk about a Pontiac Fiero, you go try to buy a caliper for a Pontiac Fiero. You
That's
tell me how much luck you have with that. But
That's
you
old
can
school.
get a rebuild kit for it for about $10.
Oh, wow.
Where that caliper's $200 last I checked. You guys can go check. It might be
Right.
cheaper, might be
Right.
more expensive. But for one caliper, it's $200.
Holy cow.
But I can go buy a rebuild kit for $10,
And
and I can
rebuild that one.
rebuild that caliper, and it's just
Instead
the
of
same.
swapping it. for
Yeah,
200.
instead of swapping it for $200.
Wow.
You know.
And
So
is that good? I mean, as in
It's
what
just-
has came?
it's
you know,
just as good as if you buy a remanufactured caliper.
Okay.
The only difference is they may bead blast it and repaint it,
Right.
but the internal part that fails
Is
has
the
been
cut.
replaced.
Right. Okay.
You know, so mechanically that caliper is as good as the one that got bead blasted and repainted.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
they're charging you arm and a leg for it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I
for the
mean,
same thing.
and then so I stayed a professional mechanic. I worked. I moved down to Florida. I worked for a company called Crew Chief, which was like oil change alignment. I became an alignment specialist. Did a lot of front end and drivability work. I always was strong on the diagnostic side.
That's
so-
that thing you plugged in the.
No, diagnostic
Okay.
is drivability diagnostic. Why is there a knocking noise when I make a turn?
Okay.
Why do I have hesitation when I hit the accelerator? You know, why?
Like a feeling of what's wrong.
Well, just like when I sat here and I took my CB and I figured out why you had all this RF noise coming through your radio, and I figured out that it was that little USB adapter
That's
thing you
adapter.
had. It's eliminating. It's
The problem.
It's isolating and eliminating the possibilities for what that problem is. You know, diagnostic. You're doing a
Yes.
diagnostic thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, I have noise. Well, I've got a handheld radio. Let me sweep it through your vehicle. Oh, look, I've got really high RF coming from this area. What's in that area? Oh, look, this USB thing. Let's unplug it. Oh, look,
Look,
it's
it
gone.
works. Yeah.
That's diagnostics.
Just like
you know,
earlier when
it's
you took out
process of
one plug,
elimination. Yeah.
and then you plugged it in. We took out the other one,
Yeah.
and it took the whole blinkers off. We're like, fuck it, whatever. We'll go back to the store and plug that in. It all works perfectly fine.
So then I ended up working for Pet Boys,
Nice.
and you
Learn
know,
parts.
yep. Well, I worked for it when it first came to Florida.
Oh, what?
So it was a brand
That's
new
when you were in
store.
Florida, huh?
Yep, it was a brand new store. You know, 11 bays, had a part store built into the shop. Awesome.
Nice,
Because
nice.
it was like working at a dealership, because you could literally go to the window. Hey, I need a caliper. Boom.
Right
You're
there.
on to your
Yeah.
next car. It was awesome.
Yeah,
You know, all
nice.
the other shops I worked for, when I worked for Firestone and Goodyear, you know, you had to wait for the parts delivery place to bring it to you.
Right.
So then you'd be working on another car while you're waiting for these parts. But Pet Boys was awesome because you could
Oh.
literally go to the counter. Hey, I need spark plugs and spark plug wires.
Boom, it's right there.
3 minutes later, boom, there's your parts. You're
Yep.
done.
See ya.
That was great. I loved working there.
That's awesome.
And then ultimately, I made it to a dealership status, and I was doing diagnostics because that's what I really was strong in. I was still doing steering and suspension and brake work, and you know, I never got into transmissions, never got into AC. If you get into the dealership level, or even in a lot of shops, you'll have a guy that specializes in certain fields.
Okay.
You know, I was your general tech. I was the guy that specialized
dirty,
in a
got-
lot of general repair.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of the things that the convoy needed. Okay. Because every shop I worked at, we had a tranny guy.
Right.
He did trannies. You had that.
So you had a set spot.
I did the general repair.
Okay.
Where you had a guy that maybe all he ever did was swap engines, or this guy all he ever did was transmission work, or you had this guy that pretty much only did AC. You know, I covered a myriad of a lot of
management.
things. No, not management. Just that's general maintenance.
Yeah.
General maintenance, timing chains, timing
Okay.
belts, water pumps, head gaskets. You know, I mean, just your general repair. You
Right.
know.
So Raggy wants to know what you think of modern cars.
Modern cars, Raggy says.
It's a blessing and a curse. I mean, diagnostically, when everything is working properly, it's really nice to be able to plug into the computer and have it pretty much spit out an answer of what the
Heck,
hell's
well.
wrong with it. But on the flip side, when you have corrosion or a wire rub or something where that line of communication goes down,
It knocks.
it turns into a
Frick
flippin'
us.
nightmare. So as long as the systems are all working
It's
and
good.
a sensor goes bad or whatever, it's great that way. But once you have like corrosion that gets in there or wire rubs or a mouse eats something, it turns into a flippin' nightmare.
Wow.
I mean, Wyckoff here, I scanned his truck, okay? Because he's got a check engine light on, okay? This is how stupid Toyota is.
Yes.
He's
thank
got
you.
an evap problem, okay? There's some type of solenoid that's stuck in the closed position for the evap system. Evap, I don't have a ton of experience with it because when I got out of being a professional mechanic, the evap systems just came into the market and they weren't breaking yet. You know, they didn't start breaking till,
Till
a couple years down
later.
the road.
Yeah.
So it really was not something I had to deal with. So I'm not an expert with evap. But I do know that there's a solenoid, according to the scanner, that's stuck in the closed position. Because his check engine light is on for an evap code, which is basically a system that makes sure that the fuel tank is pressurizing and that it's not losing fuel vapors to the atmosphere. Because that system's not working properly, it's disabled his cruise control on his
Yep.
truck.
No cruise control.
What does cruise control have to do with an emission standard issue?
Right.
But Toyota decided to disable his cruise control system
My benefit.
to force
Yeah.
him to want to go to the dealership to get his cruise control fixed
Yeah.
to deal with an emissions control issue. So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword here, you know.
Yeah, so you gotta
Yeah, it's nice when everything's working. It's stupid when, an evap problem takes out your cruise control. This guy's got to drive how many thousands of miles to Florida without, he's got a really cool, he's got the active radar adaptive cruise control and he can't use it. He can't use it, but he's got to drive all the way back to Florida
Yes, yeah.
without it because his evap system's busted. So I think they're getting a little too technologically,
Yeah.
complex with these cars.
Or
In
electrical.
the strive to save every little penny of fuel to meet these overly
price.
expanding emission standards that the federal government keeps on
Putting up.
adapting.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting ridiculous to a point. And it's getting to a point where engineers are just getting a little,
Fed up with it, I think.
no, they're getting a little cuckoo
For Cocoa Puffs?
because they're really making these cars to the point where you as an owner can't really fix almost anything anymore. I mean, it's
So you
really
would have to take it to a
You-
shop.
the
basically.
complexity that it's getting to, some of the specialty tools that you may have to buy just to fix this problem on this car.
Wow.
It's really taking away the ability of people that may want to repair their own vehicle to save some money, that capability to do it.
Right. Or like what you were telling me earlier is like, oh, well, the problem that you have is not going to affect any of your driving or anything like that.
And that's
But
what I
your
explained.
cruise control
Yeah.
will, because you drive so far, you need that cruise control. But it's like they try to knock it all down, so you have to fix it. And it's like,
Well, they don't want you driving
Not feeling
around
comfortable,
without. They
right.
don't want you driving around with your car with a check engine light on, because that could be polluting the environment.
Right.
So by sitting here and making it so that it's inconvenient for you to drive around without cruise control,
Right.
that's going to be the stab, just like the dinger and your seatbelt
Yeah.
warning thing
yeah, it's like,
annoys
shut up,
you
we know
enough
it.
to
Just-
shut it
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, crazy.
not
Crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Why
When you
would
can
somebody
live-
sit here and purposely stab you to make you do something,
something.
by
Yeah.
making your life harder
Harder.
to deal with something? Yeah. I mean, I guess they realize you're never going to go in probably with the check engine light.
Right.
You'll just
'Cause
drive
I'm
it if
just
the
gonna
cruise
drive
control.
it if
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine,
just
yeah.
going to drive it. It
Yeah.
drives just fine.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So yeah, we're gonna
'Cause,
we're
I mean,
gonna
how much-
punish you for driving
Right.
it with the check engine
Right,
light
but
on.
then how much would it cost to fix something like that when you can actually drive, a couple thousand miles before you would have to?
Yeah, but you're polluting the environment possibly.
What do you mean?
Because you
There's
may be
more shit out there polluting.
you may be if your evap system is leaking, you could be releasing unburnt fuel
Right,
into the atmosphere, which could cause global warming, and we could all die in 10 years because of you.
So then I need to get it fixed. Because I can't get my cruise control.
You got to get it
Yeah,
fixed
fixed. All right, all right.
you can't get your cruise control
Right.
without fixing it
And save the population.
and save the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can do that. All right.
Yeah, you need to save the
I need to
population.
save that shit.
Yeah. So that's that question.
So then now
So
you're
like
in
I
Florida.
said, no, okay. So like I said, I ended my professional career at a dealership status mechanic. I started having problems with my hands. I didn't like the air tools, like having to fight with the hose. Hand tools will know that your hands.
Like small parts or trying
Yeah.
to get up in the engine.
I mean, this motion just right here, even if I did this for a couple of minutes, it's not as bad because I don't do it professionally anymore.
Okay.
But I was going to have to go under the knife and get the carpal tunnel surgery,
Oh.
or I needed to change fields.
So you changed it.
Well, at that point in time, I'd been working for enough different companies, and I never found a company that I fully felt was not taking advantage of the customer at some point or some time.
Okay.
You
And
know,
yeah.
and there were decisions, there was pressure in that industry to upsell things that I didn't fully agree
To sell.
that I needed to upsell.
Right.
I would get a brand new car that came in and it has almost no miles on it, but I would get pressured to put Monroe CentraTrack shocks because that will make your ride so much better than the OEM shocks.
Like,
Okay,
gotta have them.
but if I didn't sit here and try to push those shocks, and other techs were doing it, then I was failing to bring money into that company.
Yep.
Even though I may have been the best mechanic there and could fix everything under the sun, because I wasn't promoting that product and pushing it on a customer that, in my opinion, didn't need it.
Right.
That then I would get in trouble with those companies.
So it's
You know.
sort of like pushing like a
It's upsell.
commission.
They call it
kind of-
upsell.
Right.
It was called upsell.
And commission. Commission based or something.
I've always been, fix what you need to fix to be safe. Drive it normally, things like that. I've never been one to try to stick people with the biggest bill I could.
Right.
And
honest mechanic.
and that was my moral compass And it was like, well, do I want to pay how much money for a surgery and then stay in that industry? And at that time, computers were kind of in their infancy.
Yeah.
You know,
When they were
486
coming in.
computers were coming in, and a lot of my skill set on the hardware side for diagnosing them, repairing them, building
You were
them,
learning that too.
really translated over because I was a diagnostic technician. So when a computer broke, I understood computers that I could go in there and I could even get down to circuit board level repair.
Wow.
You know, I could see, oh, that capacitor is expanded and it's blown. I could tell, okay, that capacitor is not working right. I could desolder that capacitor, put a new one on, and boom, your computer's fixed.
Ready to go.
Where that board was a $400 board at the time, and I just fixed it with a 20-cent capacitor
Instead of selling the whole
instead
board.
of selling them
The
a
whole board.
$400 board. Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, I got into the computer field, and computers were expensive at the time.
Yep.
So, you know,
That's
that's
when
why
I
I
first
transitioned out of being a mechanic. You know, it was a lot easier on my hands. I started using more of my brain power instead of my brawn. It was a good time to get in. It paid really well. There weren't a lot of technicians at the time, you know, and I did that for a lot of years. I got into networking. I got into computers.
Nice.
You know, I've always followed tech. That's
Right.
why I've been able to help you with all these technical
yes,
issues
yes.
and, you know, CBs. I was into CBs and
yep.
doing all that stuff.
That's how we first
You know,
met.
yeah. So I mean, you know, I've always followed tech a lot too. Then when computers came down to like $500 or even $300,
Walmart.
you know,
yeah.
Walmart,
Damn
yeah.
Walmart.
And you walk up to somebody and they bring you this computer that's toast, that's 3-4 years old,
You cut it off, just go buy
and the hard drives failed, and you're like, okay, well, it's $100 for a hard drive, and then labor to do this and reinstall Windows.
You can get a brand
and you
new-
give them a bill for like $200. They're like, well, for $100 more, I
Well,
can get a
you
new
brand new,
computer.
yeah.
That was the time to bounce
Yep.
out of that.
Yep.
Now, if I'd gone corporate, if I'd gone and worked for like a major Fortune 500 company, maybe I would have stayed in IT, but I never went the route of going to school for it. Again, just like when I was a mechanic, I learned from ASC certified master techs that'd been doing this for
years.
eons.
Yeah.
So I got hands-on training from some of the
With
best techs in the
somebody,
world.
yeah.
You know, I didn't go to a WyoTech. I didn't go, same thing with computers. You know, I got into the industry and I just absorbed all that information, but I never took the time to take like the Microsoft certification course or go to college and get a degree in machine language or whatever, which was a bull crap
Right.
degree anyways.
Just to get your money.
Because it didn't have anything to do with diagnosing or repairing computers. It talked about the fundamentals of how a computer thought. So the fact that you got a degree about how the logic system of a computer worked had nothing to do with the mechanical working on the computer, but they wanted that degree. I never really got into the business side of working with
on
corporate
computers,
to work for like a major Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, because they're gonna want
for
that college.
they wanted that
college part,
college
yep,
degree
yep, yep.
that meant nothing.
Right.
That really had nothing to
Nothing
do.
on hands-on.
But it, you know, so I wasn't going to spend thousands of dollars
to go back
to
when
go
I
to
already know
college
it. Yeah.
to sit here and get a piece of paper that said I know what the hell I'm doing. You know.
Yeah, it's like I know what I'm doing. Why do I need a paper?
So yeah,
Exactly.
so I, you know, like I said, I just so then I got out of computers and I went back to the mechanical field again. You know, I started working for I went out and got my CDL.
Okay.
I actually went out and got my CDL. I've always been one of these people that if you're looking for a job in a field that you want to work in, and you know how to do it. So let's say you're a mechanic. You want a job, go walk the pavement. Don't look in the help ads. Don't look in the want ads.
Go knock on
Walk
doors.
in every mechanic shop and be like,
Yes.
hey, I'm a mechanic. I'm looking for a job. Do you need anybody? I have never had a day that when I was looking for a job, I could move to any town, and if I hit every mechanic shop, I had a job that day.
Wow.
You know, I actually worked at one shop. It was a Firestone. I walked in there and I was talking to the guy and I told him, this is my qualifications, this is what I can do, this is my work history, and he offered me like $10 an hour. Now this was some years back.
Okay.
So
that's
$10 an
yeah.
hour wasn't horrible for a mechanic.
Right.
It wasn't great. Most mechanics of that time were making at least 15 to 20. Okay.
So
but
$10,
a
yeah.
beginner mechanic, or or just starting out with a company until you prove yourself, 10 to 12 wasn't horrible. And I told him, no, I won't work for you for that.
Right.
I told him I want 20.
Right.
And the guy's response was that, well, I don't even pay my lead tech 20, and I'm like, well, that's not my fault that he underbid his skills or
Right.
didn't ask for more. And I got the job for 20.
Wow.
For
Just
20,
by telling him.
just by telling him I wouldn't work for him for less than 20. But I ended up working for him for 20. The lead mechanic was making $17.50, and he had to do all the really, really tough stuff, But
Wow.
I was good at what I did.
Yeah.
I had
So you earned it.
I had the lowest
Oh, they
comeback, where if I fixed something, 99% of my customers never came back complaining about the problem. The only times I ever had customers coming back is if I worked in a shop where we allowed them to bring in their own parts, and like, let's say they bought the cheapest pads they physically could, and we did a brake job,
Just to save a little
I would
money.
sit here and I would tell them, these are the cheapest organic pads.
Right.
You look at the factory pad, there's a cut line in there so that it'll dissipate dust. This cheap generic pad that's organic doesn't have that cut line. It's an inferior product. You're probably going to get a brake squeal. And they would come back and they would say, well, I have a brake squeal. I told you you'd have a brake
right.
squeal. So I mean, I may not have been the fastest mechanic,
But I was
but
smart.
my bosses would come to me and they're like, dude, that took you like an hour. Jeffrey over there can do it in 45 minutes. Why is it taking you so long? Then I would go back and I'd be like, well, yeah, but how many times has Jeffrey had stuff come back? So in the long run, they realized that, yeah, maybe it took me an hour to do it.
But it was done
But
right.
Jeffrey would have 3 or 4 cars come back and I had none.
None. Right. Yeah.
I had none.
Yep.
So I just did it the right way the first
That's
time.
what it was.
Um,
That's what it
but
was.
so getting not back on track. So I decided I didn't want to be in computers anymore. I'm like, what else can I do? I've always wanted to be multifaceted. I remember a time when I did live with my mom that she was a high-end person in her field. I'm not going to say what her field was,
Right.
whatever. But she had gotten to a level of degree that when she had a problem finding a job, her problem was that she was too qualified for entry level, but there wasn't anything at her rate of education. So nobody would hire her at the entry level because they felt that if she got the job, she wasn't going to stay, and that she was just using it till she could find something better.
Wow.
And then there was, so she was in this limbo and she just didn't work.
Wow.
She didn't work for a long time. I've got computer skills to fall back on. I've got electronic skills to back into. I've got truck driving to fall back on. You could almost drop me in any place on the face of the earth,
and you'll get a
and
job.
I could do something to function. You had your hand raised, miss. What was your question?
So the chat has, I only see one question, but we did say that if they have
Here's the
questions
rest of it.
that they're allowed to ask them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Strong Nana says.
Hi, Strong Nana.
She says, what made Eric come to TPC, which I think we did answer that.
Yeah,
right
we
at the
did
beginning.
answer that at the
But
very beginning.
What made you stay with the new movement?
Well,
Well, yeah,
I'm
what
with
made
both.
you stay? and
Well,
not
partially my truck's broke. I mean, in all honesty, why am I still here? I can't leave. That's the honest truth. Even if I wanted to leave, I can't leave. I'm still waiting on parts. They're
At
on
least
some
you're honest.
they're on some shipping container out in the Gulf of Mexico or out in California waiting to be offloaded.
That was good.
Why are you still here? I'm stranded.
So if you had your truck, would you leave?
I don't know. I at this point in time, there's going to be a time where if I don't see,
Your
can
family.
I steal a cigarette
Yeah.
from you? If I don't see growth
Yep.
in these movements, at some point I'm going to just go home and I'm going to start
wake up.
focusing on my state level. Um,
Yep.
I'm interested in seeing what this new Texas convoy brings to the table.
Yep.
Typical Dodge. It's in the shop.
Well, yeah,
That's your mod, MJ.
that's
Farms.
fine. That's fine.
MJ Farms.
I mean, I neglected a recall.
We've had that
There was a
many
recall on my
Yeah.
truck for a manufacturer defect. I had low mileage. I only had 25,000 miles on my truck. It was stored for the winter. At the time, I was going to bring my semi originally. TPC moved their date up from like the 6th to the 23rd. And that kind of forced me to change gears because I wasn't going to have the semi together in time.
Do they have questions?
So
I don't know.
really, it kind of put me in this position. It was either I wasn't going to be able to come, or I just had to chance it with this truck that I knew had a recall, but also had low mileage.
Right.
You
And that
know,
would've stopped
so I rolled the dice, and on my way back from California, I got bit in the ass by this recall.
Yeah.
You know.
And now it's stuck there.
Now it's stuck there.
Yeah. And the parts are overseas.
Well, 3 of the parts have shown up. The 4th part was supposed to be here on Wednesday.
Do they have
I haven't heard anything back yet.
I
We were hoping it would actually show up on Thursday, probably late Thursday, would have gotten done on Friday. They didn't call me, so
They're talking back.
obviously it either didn't show up on Thursday or it showed up late on Friday, and maybe it'll get fixed on Monday.
Right.
I'll probably call them on Monday and see what's going on. But right now, I mean, I have a rental. I've got a courtesy vehicle from the dealership.
That's cool. That's
So I'm stranded.
cool. Right. He can leave whenever he wants.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Just
no,
not
no,
without
I,
his
I
truck.
can't leave.
without your truck.
I can't leave to Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I mean,
know.
you can come back
Yeah.
on a plane or something, but
He
get
has
your-
to
How do
Bring
I
the
bring the
car
courtesy
back.
car back?
Well, I would figure he'll drop it off at the airport, right?
Oh yeah, but I still have to deliver it to the dealer.
Oh,
I'd have-
it's the dealer's car.
Yeah, yeah, it's the
Oh.
dealer's car. Yeah, it's
Oh, I
not
thought it
an
was a rental car.
enterprise.
Okay,
No, it's
okay.
not an
Okay,
enterprise
okay.
or.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Okay.
to bring that back. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I have to bring it back
To the dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I mean, you know, I'm excited to see what this new Texas convoy brings. I mean, I've seen the struggles that both the convoy that's here and the movement that is here are having. I understand some of the reservations that some people have, and I'm hoping that possibly because the Texas convoy is clean of all that,
Yep.
that maybe they might be the force that can kickstart this whole movement again.
Yep.
And then, you know, whatever happens here can, you know, be another spear to help them, and that can help this.
And the other group
and
can
maybe
help them.
maybe it'll strengthen as a unity item altogether.
Yep.
You know, and hey, I got nothing better to do. I'm stranded.
Yeah, right,
I'm
right, right.
stranded.
I know you can answer this one. Facts are truths asked. Is Eric doing anything to help either movement grow? But tell them what you do for the movement. You've
well,
done so much mechanic
I
work.
mean, lately, I mean, I have been going to some of the events that each one's promoting. I've been talking to people. I've been getting on the streams. I've been streaming. You know, getting the word out, telling people to come. You know, so I mean, I've been more of a streamer lately.
No, but
But
okay.
also, you've
But
been
talk-
their
I've been talking to
mechanic,
people-
right?
Well,
too?
yeah,
I
but
mean, not only here to
But the mechanic thing
do
is,
stuff, you're here to help them
I mean,
too.
I mean, I've got a
But
guy
the
that wants me
reason-
to look at his AC, but the question was, what have I been
I
doing
know,
anything
but
to
still.
help
Today.
the movement?
Yeah, okay, fine.
You know,
But still.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I'm
If
gonna be
something
working.
broke down, you're taking care
I'm
of it.
involved.
Yep.
You know, having discussions with in some of the chats that are not maybe as
That's crazy.
good. You know, not good, as accepted
Yeah.
maybe.
Right.
You know, by more right-wing conservatives.
Right.
You know, example, the Doe Show. You know, I talk to them and I have
Right.
conversations with
He is
them.
watching this one.
I know he is. I know he is. I mean, I talk to the Doe Show. We have discussions. I answer questions. I mean, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody about anything.
Correct.
You know, and if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you. I'm not the most knowledgeable person about the government and all the things that are going on and stuff. And I'll tell you, this is just my opinion from what I know. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to your question.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and just bluff you and be like, oh, well, blah, 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 because
Blah.
that's stupid. If you don't know the answer, just tell people you don't know
Right.
the answer.
I don't know it. Let's move
Exactly.
on.
Yeah.
Also, Viper 83, will Eric do After Dark?
No,
Not
because Agnes spoiled his chat.
not tonight. I will not be doing After Dark tonight. The air horns that I'm going to be building, like Wyckoffs, should be being delivered tomorrow. I will probably start with the video tomorrow of me building those and assembling them. I'm probably going to sit down and have a conversation with my mods. We're going to hammer out some new rules, because we didn't have a lot of problems in our chats initially, until I started getting away from the core of what my channel really started off as, was showing the viewers me working on stuff.
Right.
And when we started getting a little bit more to the movement and conversations about the government and stuff like that, the chat kind of got a little
Crazy.
out of control. And we're going to have to discuss how we're going to deal with that, how much freedom of speech, in a sense, we want to have, to the point of how aggressive are we going to let somebody argue
Yeah,
in
so
that
we just
chat
had to deal with.
Yep.
We had to
before
deal
that chat becomes toxic and then
Yep.
it's non-productive.
with. Yep.
And no good people would want to come
Yeah.
inside.
Exactly.
A chat that is all argumentative is non-productive.
No.
When people are fighting and there's no real conversation and people are just cursing each other out,
And saying
that's
if
not
you're
a
fat or
productive
ugly,
conversation anymore.
Okay, so
Right.
I'm going to ask this in one question. Okay, so one person said, how is Eric? And then the other person said, tell us about Eric, your family life. Are you
Right.
married? Do you have children?
Right.
Somebody said that's a question for After Dark.
Right.
No,
you
but
know, it is
really,
a bio,
no,
and that's
really,
what we're
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know.
I
You
don't
know?
want to go into that part of my life.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And that's understandable. But do you miss your family?
I miss my
you
family.
know?
I do miss my family.
And it's a sacrifice, you know.
I missed birthdays, quite a few of them. I've never missed them before. That was very hard when we were in Hagerstown.
So it means a lot to you.
So
Yeah.
I mean that really sucked.
Yeah.
That really sucked. I really anticipated this being a Ottawa type situation.
Same here. Yep.
I figured we'd go in,
We're going
we-
in. Ball
we
ball.
would go in, we'd probably be there 3 weeks, the government would come and kick us in the ass,
And we'll leave.
we'd be home.
Yep.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
We stood up. but
And it just kept going,
Yep.
no. Yep.
and it kept going.
And
it
going. It's still
kept
going.
going.
Still going.
And then they steered to the California thing, and I could really get behind what they were trying to do in California. I've seen how things pass in California, and they spread like wildfire
Oh, yeah.
across the United States.
Oh, it was wild.
So when they wanted to do that, I understood the reasoning. The convoy was dying.
Yep.
We were losing numbers. We didn't have the numbers to affect change in DC anymore. We were burning up so much money just being there, going around in circles, and when the convoy got the best support was when they were moving. So I understood what the convoy was trying to do. They were trying to basically get back on the road, get people involved, try to fight another injustice that would probably more directly affect more people, that they could understand. You
Right.
know, not everybody understands what the Emergency Powers Act thing is.
Until you talk
The
about it.
abuse of it.
Right.
But people can understand a 12-year-old sitting here and saying, oh yeah, I want the S, you know, and being able to do that without his parents' consent.
Right. That's
You
just-
know, they can understand that. They can understand that if a parent decided that they wanted to throw their kid on the ground and kill it within a month,
Yeah, that's a problem.
that they weren't going to get any punishment, people could understand that,
Right.
you know.
Okay, so I have. All right, I'm
So,
gonna do this
hold on,
one.
let me
Okay,
finish
you're not
that.
done? Okay.
So
I have two others
you know,
here.
so yeah, so I could see it. So that's
Sounds
why I went to
hilarious.
California. I mean, I had a choice. I told Brian Brazzi from the day one, and I still stick to this. I have no loyalty to any convoy. I am not loyal to AFC. I am not loyal to 1776. I'm not loyal to the Hi, I'm not loyal to the brand new Texas convoy. I'm loyal to whatever movement that
Makes a
I
stand.
feel is going to get what I want accomplished in this country. You know, and while I'm with whoever I'm with, I'm going to do my 110% to try to make them able to do what they need to do to accomplish my goal. I'm not a politician. I'm not a leader in that aspect that I'm going to be out the front guy going out there and rallying the troops like Santa is, or like Brian Brazzi did, or like this new guy in Texas is doing, you know? That's not me, okay? Maybe I have an untapped talent for that. I don't know. But so far, you know, I'm support.
Right.
You know, and I'm going to support whoever needs the support to try to make their goal happen because they're trying to make my goal happen.
Yep.
So I will say it right now. If this Texas convoy comes up and I talk to them and I think that they're going to accomplish what I need to get accomplished, yeah, I'm going to support them.
Yep.
Does that mean that if we're all in the same area, that if 1776 has a problem and that I can help them, I won't help them? No, I'll help them too. I'm fixing a guy's AC here at 1776, probably tomorrow. I'm camped at AFC. I'm fixing generators and dealing with issues there. You know, now if it becomes a situation where Texas sits here and moves away from this general area, and I feel that their goal is better than what these guys have running, and I can be more productive and help them more,
You'll be there?
then I probably will go there, you know, like I said. So I'm about trying to get my end goals accomplished,
Yep.
you know, and love me or hate me, that's where it is,
Yep.
you know, you know,
That's the American people,
Ready
man.
for the next one?
I guess.
Okay, so first this one, Jay Corey said Eric should bring back car talk on NPR. Not really a question, but he said you would be awesome. And
Car
that's what we
talk.
were talking about earlier,
Sure.
you know, after all this is over.
Yeah. it's
And then the
car talk.
next question, MJR Farms, which I believe is your mod, right?
He's my
Yep.
moderator.
Said, why does Eric have stripper poles in his garage? And he put laughing faces.
What
and it's
garage?
been a whole topic.
At your house? Or is that your man cave?
That's my man cave garage.
And you have a stripper pole.
Why go
Are you
black?
stripping in there?
Oh my god.
Hell no.
What the?
Look at his face.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So
I
that-
want one too.
So there. I wouldn't be able to do it. So, but Jesus, all right, that explains Eric. That's why he doesn't want to go that
Into
route.
details.
Yeah.
The best way I can explain it
Is
is
a man
I guess that answers
you only
Yeah.
you only have one life.
Yeah,
you
you'll
might
live
as
it-
well
live
enjoy
it
it the best
best
that
way
you
you
can, because guess what? When it's
That's
over,
what I
you
told
don't
Eric
want to have
after
any
dark.
regrets sitting here saying, "Well, I should have done that." You know?
MJR said I got him good.
Yep.
He's blushing and
Yeah, he
everything.
is. Man.
That's hilarious.
Well, that's cool, man. It's amazing. It's amazing to
Are
be
you
able
in
to.
touch with Modbig or no?
I can reach him anytime I want to. I do have his phone number. I haven't talked to him lately because I've been a little preoccupied with other stuff. I am not really good at reaching out to people.
So they have to call him.
Everyone, well, I'll catch him on live and I'll talk to him on his live more often than I will call him.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I'm
That's-
trying to sit here and tell him something about his live, and then I'll be like, well,
You're
screw
not
it, I got
talking
his
to
number.
They call him.
What's up, Mudpig?
Right.
So, for
Exactly.
example, if this movement moves to the DC, would you plan to be with them and help them with any repairs?
There's no
Um,
way they heard that.
Question.
He wants you to say
Oh,
it again.
sorry.
No, you're good.
So if the movement, right, goes to the DC, stays there, right, like we planned, would you be able or want to go with them and help fixing things maybe while they're inside the DC?
Yeah. I've addressed this question on one of my After Darks, and I will do it again
Right.
because you asked.
Well,
You
I mean, they're asked.
yeah, because
Yes.
they asked so nicely. It's going to come down to I need to hear the plan.
Yep. You're not going.
I
to
am not cannon fodder.
Yeah.
I think is that the term?
I think so.
I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and charge, you know,
Yeah.
into a waiting army that's
Of
going to
freaking
shoot a whole
yes.
bunch of people,
Right.
you know, and be that frontline guy.
Yeah.
you know,
Sorry, not me.
I mean, I'm going to be.
We need a game plan.
I want to make sure that we're going in, that we have a plan, you know, that we've thought about all the angles, you know, we know what we're doing. We're not just doing something, in my opinion, that would be stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to sit here and follow something that I don't believe in if it's poorly planned.
Right.
So that is more of an answer of when they make the decision to go in, and I have all the facts on what their plan is. If I believe in their plan and I don't think that it's stupid, yes, I would go in and I would support them.
Right.
Okay? That's my answer. If I don't go in, then obviously I don't think that they've got a good plan.
Right.
You know, and that's just what's going to be. Or I've already checked out and I'm back home in my state anyways, and I'm working at the state level.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't have a date for when they're planning on going in. So that's the other option too. I may not be here.
Right.
And if I go back, I'm going to go back to my job, which
Right.
my boss has actually offered me 2 pay raises already to come back.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
If you think I'm valuable here, my boss doesn't have the newest, greatest, best equipment in the world.
Wow.
You can imagine how much he's suffering
So,
right now.
So then I would say give it about another 3 weeks. You're gonna have
I'll-
like $4 raise.
I'll probably have another
Yes.
pay raise
Yep,
coming
yep.
up.
It's
And
coming.
It's already been more than $4
Jesus,
raise.
man.
Yeah. No,
and
I'm-
that right there, that's God.
yeah,
you
that's
know,
so.
it's-
I mean, I'm trying to do what I
That's
can
amazing.
do. You know, I should have been back to work.
A
I
long
got
time
the call that the season was about to start. So I don't think the season started back when we were at the drag racing strip.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
got the call. My boss called me and said, "Hey, Eric, you working for me this year?" And I'm like, "I'm still doing this thing. We're out near California." He's like, "What the hell are you
What are you
doing
doing
in
in
California?"
California?
Because last he knew I was
Yeah,
in DC,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, well, we went out here and I explained the whole mandate thing
Yeah.
and you know everything." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." So yeah, now this is cutting into my my earnings.
Pocket. Yep.
You know, originally I was over the winter. It didn't
was okay,
didn't affect
right.
me. Now I'm actually giving up money,
Money. Yep.
that I
Yep.
could be making.
Yep.
You know, to better me and my family and my
Yep.
life.
Right.
You know, to be here.
And a lot of people are doing that.
You
And
know,
then, yep.
So
And
I mean,
that's why we take that
So
criticism.
if I end up going back to Wisconsin, I'm going to go back to work, obviously.
Yep.
Which then will not give. If I make that commitment to my boss, that I'm going to work for him for the rest of the year, you know, then I'm not going to be coming back to DC.
Right. You're
But
gonna
that
be-
doesn't mean that on the weekends I won't participate at the state level.
Yep.
You know.
Or if you know the exact plan, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
you,
So
I guarantee you'll be here.
So I mean, you know, really it comes down to if they're planning on going into DC, they need to shit or get off the pot.
Yep.
People need to show up
Yep.
before I get to the situation of I got to go
I
home.
gotta go.
You know,
Because you can't do this too long.
because
You can't
once
do
I
this.
do go home, I'm not coming back.
Right.
You know,
Oh, so you're not going to come back if
I
they
may
go.
come back if they're still rocking it and they're doing great stuff, and it comes into the winter season again.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I'm
Yeah.
off for work again.
Yeah, and then
we
you're.
may be here at least till November. I feel like.
Oh man, I really
Don't know.
hope. I really hope.
We
it's-
don't know. We don't know.
I hope it's.
So at
sooner
that
than
time, then I wouldn't be working. My commitment to my boss would be that obligation would have, would be done, and I would have that freedom to sit here and say, all right,
I'm here.
I'm coming.
Yep.
You know,
Or vice versa.
and then I'd make that choice if I want to do it. Again, I would evaluate all the situations. I've got numbers for pretty much all the leaders.
Right.
I've got numbers for pretty much almost everybody.
Everybody.
You know,
Yeah.
only number I don't have is Oreo. Hey, Oreo, why don't I have your number?
Yeah.
I mean, I literally got like numbers for almost everybody. Hey, Oreo, why don't I have your number?
Right.
I mean, I even got this guy's number. I got
Right.
her number. I think I even got your number. I mean, I
Right.
got numbers for everybody.
Exactly.
So,
And
like I
that's what
said,
networking is, you know?
if come Thanksgiving is about the time that the season kind of dies off, come then, if the movement's still here, I'd call people up, hey, what's going
What's
on,
going on?
blah blah
Right,
blah,
right.
you
Or
know.
follow streamers.
And then I don't watch other streamers.
Oh, bull honky.
Oh heck no!
This
come
guy here.
on.
I've had more time lately,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
I have. I've actually been
Everyone is,
watching streams
addicted
more.
to
Yep.
streamers.
You know.
But I know when he gets home, if he ever goes home, and they're
Yeah.
still over here, you'll come in and check. You know, I do it all the time in Florida.
All right. So
You know.
next question.
Nick,
Where does Eric see himself in 5 years?
There
And
you
what's
go.
Eric's
there
goal?
it is.
I didn't
Do
know I
you
was
want
on a
those
job
questions?
interview. That's like job interview question 101.
She said, well, you
Yeah,
have
Where-
questions and I
Yeah.
have questions.
That's the
Where
chat.
do you see yourself in
5
5
years.
years?
Because I don't have any more on ours.
Can they see us? Or see
Where do I see
Yeah.
myself in 5 years?
That is a big question.
Yeah, it is.
I live a lot of day by day things. I'm very in the moment type situations.
That is a big question.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Where would this
You know,
country be in
well,
5
Yeah,
years?
right?
I know that genetically, my grandfather, I carry a lot of genetic material from my grandfather. We have the exact same birthmark in the exact same place.
See, that's awesome.
I got gray hair early, just like him,
Wow.
and he suffered a form of dementia
Don't say
and
that.
really lost his mind started to lose his mind in his 60s. So 5 years, I mean, I'm
You're
just
not
trying.
that
I'm just
old.
trying. No, I'm not. I'm not in my 60s yet.
Say.
But I mean,
Or
I'm just
5
trying to.
years,
I'm
saying
just trying to live
60.
my life. I mean, I'm pretty well settled. I've
Yeah.
got the houses. I've got vehicles. I got.
You're, okay, so
Make
5
money.
years, retired
Have a good time. Enjoy life.
on the beach.
That's really where I'm at.
Retired on the beach. In 5
You know.
years.
What about you, Brian?
Me?
Yeah, you.
5 years?
5 years.
Well, if
How old are you now, if you don't mind?
You know?
39.
You're 39?
No. 38.
You're
Be-
38.
38.
Oh,
Will be
yeah.
39. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I try not to.
Hey, you got some cool porn sites in your chat.
Yeah, that's about to get raised.
I'm gonna click that real quick. Hold on. Damn it! It's deleted.
Thank you. My
What
mods
the-
are on it. I'm telling you.
But what if that was the content I was interested from your stream?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
But dude.
But listen, I'm trying to answer a question for 5 years,
Okay.
and I don't even know why. I'm like,
Sorry.
because technically I would like to have my business grown
Yeah.
and being able to be set in stone. But I honestly, in 5 years, if this government or if this shit don't tighten up and all the money keeps going up, I think I'm not gonna have a business because I'm not really making much when prices are going up too high. I mean, if gas is too much, because I do pools for a living.
I'm not
so,
answering Jeff's question.
So when I do pools, it's just like a lawn service. So like say if
Right.
gas prices go up, that means you're gonna have to charge more, and then that hurts the pool owner or the lawn owner. So it's very hard to do that because some people they don't have it. So it's like, damn, that's
Yeah, but
I
if
mean,
you were sitting here right now and you could actually figure it out what you wanted, where you wanted to be in 5 years,
in 5
who
years,
you wanted to be, where you wanted to be, how your life would look like in 5 years.
5 years I'll be
What?
Shit.
But you want your business to succeed, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you want to
yes,
do? You want
yes,
to be.
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Slow
Let him
down.
think,
You
let
told
him
me.
think.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
dudes don't think that
Yes.
far. Maybe
No, they
maybe
don't.
tomorrow.
No,
Okay?
Yeah.
I already
And
said
tomorrow
that
it's
though.
breakfast,
Already
not
said
even
that.
dinner.
But
I
what
already
is,
said I want the business to
But-
be grown.
explain how? Like, tell me what you want. You want to be able to be what? Sitting at home?
Yes,
And
chilling,
having
relaxing.
the people do. Yeah.
Right.
So would it
yes.
have been perfect if
So
you retired in
networking,
5
networking.
years?
In 5 years, I think being able to move out, like say me sitting at home and having 5 or 6 pool techs, being able to handle things, and me in a camper in a mountain somewhere, relaxing with a gate around, so no trolls or any nutcases can come over, cameras everywhere.
So
I'm
you-
sitting back and relaxing. That's what I would like to see in 5 years.
So
But-
you want to be able to get to a point
Where
that
I'm
your
comfortably
business
is
Financial
and you can be
freedom.
just management and
right
yeah,
at home. Yeah, because and then be
and have residual income.
right.
Yeah, I got
So
you.
there's no stress. There's no, but with everything going up so high, it's like, do I see it? I mean, if it don't change now, we're in 5 years we might be in the ditch somewhere.
Yeah,
You know.
How about family-wise?
Family wise, I'm adopted. I got great adoption parents.
I think she meant where do you see yourself with
Yeah.
family in 5 years?
Oh,
Like
my
you want
family?
like five, you want to have 5 more kids, one
so
more kid a year.
I have kids.
So we don't need it anymore.
Well, so we don't need any more.
Okay.
He's thinking of 5 years.
You have 5 kids?
No, I don't have
Oh.
5 kids,
Oh.
but I have enough kids that I don't need no more.
Okay.
And
Where are your kids? How old your
we're
kids
set.
are gonna be in 5
We're
years?
set. We're set. I'm happily married with Nikki, and hopefully in 5 years we're not divorced.
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ.
$29.95.
Shut the fuck up.
$29.95.
Ain't happening, man. So I definitely, I mean, man, it's so much. 5 years it's a big step. I mean, but
With all the
comfortably,
things that are going on in the world today,
you really you can't put yourself in 5 years.
I mean,
It's hard.
Yes, you can.
Shoot.
I could-
Your plan is just going to be harder.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Okay,
It might
no
take
one said
10
it
years
was only-
instead of
it's-
5.
It was going to be easy.
No.
But you can have some kind of a type of a plan in your mind
Oh, I
where
got the
you want to
plan.
be in 5 years. What do you
Yeah.
want to be
In a
doing when
mountain.
you're, for example, 45?
Yeah, in a
Okay,
mountain
would you
somewhere.
want to retire? Would
Yep.
you be?
Yep.
Would you want to, like, possibly be financially free,
Free,
so
right.
you don't have to worry
No,
about
no
the
stress.
income?
Right.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, of course it's going to be hard. What are we going?
But it
what are we
wouldn't take
encountering
5
right now?
years. I think it's going to take more. Like if everything's right now, I would say 10 years. I'll be set good. But it's hard. Yeah, you're right. It's not going to be easy.
No, absolutely. But no one said that you can't actually
Right.
make it
Oh,
happen.
you can do it.
Yeah.
This is America.
Yeah,
You
of
can
course.
do. If you put your brain to it, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a set for that.
I think right now that because the country's in such flux, there were things, I thought about maybe starting another, dump truck company. Well, right now with the price of fuel, that's kind
So
of
how
like,
can you do
yeah,
that?
and
Right.
the overvaluing of trucks and, that's not really a feasible thing
Yeah.
to do right now.
Right.
Now, in a couple of years, that may change, and
That
then
might drop.
maybe I would do that.
Right.
Right.
I'm considering getting a little bit more into the internet, hosting web servers, things like that, on a bigger scale than I'm
YouTube
doing
channel.
right now.
Your channel.
Um,
You know.
I don't know yet.
I think
we're seeing how the YouTube thing's going, and maybe if once I leave, eventually at some point,
what's going to happen.
this will be over.
Correct.
Whether it's I leave to go back to Wisconsin or I stay and it's just over.
Right.
Eventually this will be over. It'll come down to whether or not YouTube exists in my life, depending on if people still think I'm interesting or
Correct.
actually want to
Yeah.
see the content that isn't
Your
about
true-
the convoy.
Your true followers of you, they will.
Yeah.
And that's
and-
with you, me, and
And when I
Whatever.
see
I don't
that,
know if I will be
when I see
following
that-
people after when the convoy is done.
yeah.
Some
you
of
wouldn't
them probably
follow
not.
any.
No, some of them probably not. Some of them I'm not interested in their lives or whatever else
Yeah.
they were showing before.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go with a lot of them. maybe
Yeah,
some
so-
of them.
Well, we do
So,
adventures,
like-
so,
so,
I
like-
would think you would want to
Yeah.
see adventures.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
what
know.
she means. It depends
Yeah.
on what
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
depends on
right.
what it
Depends on what
Right.
your
She
content
enjoys
is
it.
that's
Yeah.
non-convoy.
Right.
Or you guys
So-
think you would be
Oh yeah,
money.
if you're like, all
Like,
right,
I
no
think
convoy,
Joe
yeah, fine.
has like a great thing that he does.
I mean,
think that's so interesting.
I
Going and
keep
doing
my
the
head-
911.
Well, yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
exactly.
like-
I keep my
The
head on a
mechanics,
swivel,
yes.
and if I see an opportunity that will present myself in the next 5 years, that I
In 2
think
years, we won't
that
be
I
here
think
with them.
that I think could be a good
Nick,
financial thing to do,
Yeah.
or could be fun to do, or whatever, I'll pursue it. You know, right now, like I said, I think just with the way things are and the way everything's jumbled, to sit here and say, I mean, some of the things I may want to do just really aren't feasible in this economy and this
Yeah,
day and
yeah.
age.
it's hard to
But
start something.
give it
like
2
that.
years and maybe it will.
Maybe it'll
You know, so, you know, I'm probably going to be just very reactive for the next 5 years.
You would
you
have to
know.
be.
The whole
And
talk
then-
about stripper poles.
Jesus.
They won't get off the stripper.
They
Don't
won't,
ask
my,
it.
my chat
that
won't
shit.
get off the stripper pole.
Yeah.
Take that shit.
So they like being on the stripper pole, huh?
My God.
I'll have to take pictures of like their heads in their bubbles and
Now
tape
you
it
just
to the
And
stripper
intrigued
pole.
What's
everybody.
the Poconos?
Poconos?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Poconos?
I mean, I've been to Poconos. and so-
What is Poconos?
I've been to
Pennsylvania.
Poconos with Agnes.
Oh, is that
I would
Jeffrey?
say, yeah, no, Les Mossman won.
What is Poconos?
I don't.
Oh,
I
must have been
mean,
strip clubs.
we brought
No.
our stream to
Oh,
Poconos.
that's what they
maybe
mean.
mean.
that's what they
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, that is what
Okay.
they mean.
Not that I have multiple
Alright,
guys
so-
running around with me in
Poconos.
Poconos.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm in Connecticut, but when Convoy was intact, I paid for this stay in Poconos. This was supposed to be someone's birthday gift. Of
Well-
course, this someone didn't exist, so I just went.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell.
Bill-
wow.
Bill, you're right and you're
So
wrong.
you just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
damn
not?
right.
The
Yeah.
1776 is not a convoy; it's a movement.
It's a movement.
But American Freedom Convoy still classifies them as a convoy, and the new convoy leaving from Texas is a convoy. So we're talking about all three. We're not talking about just 1776. So you are right about them becoming a movement,
Right.
but you know we're also discussing the convoys.
Or movements and everything
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah.
In our opinions, because we're not.
MJR's sitting here and saying, "I thought this was about Eric."
It is.
Then why are you talking so
I don't
much?
even know why.
Agnes is
I
the
asked
one who
that
asked the question.
Yeah,
Jeez.
hey,
Agnes
I
usually
just-
He's
introduces
lying,
everybody.
dude.
That's what I was
Say
about to
that.
write in the chat, too.
MJR, I
Jeez.
thought this was about Eric, question mark.
Right.
I didn't sit here and lie. Don't call me a liar.
I said that's what he said.
Yeah, don't call me a liar. I'm not a liar.
No, you don't lie.
I got no
Never.
reason to.
Why would
I'm
you
not
lie?
smart enough to lie. I
Why
can't
would you
keep
lie?
track of all that crap.
Yeah, because when you lie, you can't freaking catch everything.
Fireman 17, I have no idea, but the nice thing about it is they're if they do exist and they're real, we'll know by the 13th because they're supposed to
Yep.
roll out on the 13th.
Yep.
So
And they're
I'm
supposed to
not
have-
gonna get excited. I'm not gonna put, I'm not gonna worry myself about it in any way. I'm not gonna care too much until I see the videos of them coming. And then on top of it, we'll see who shows up. Because we saw AFC had a huge rollout, but then they didn't have a lot of numbers that came all the way here. So the proof's going to be in the pudding. They may have a ton of people that leave from Texas, and hopefully they all show up, and they
Yeah.
grow and they have more.
Yeah.
Or, some people think it's
Or
a
just
troll,
say if
it's a
it's 5
troll or
people,
not
so what?
real. And the proof will be in the pudding come
Right.
the 13th. That's the greatest thing about it.
Yep.
They're not, once they're on the road, we'll know,
Yep. But they're saying that there's no live
So
streamers in that group.
Well,
So
that
what?
may be the case.
So what? There should be. And you should follow them. Well, yeah, let's do 2 more questions. I think, what time is it?
It is
9:26.
9:26.
Yeah, so we'll do 2 more
Can you
questions.
ask Eric Mechanic why he supports Snoopy the dog and not Snoop Dogg from AFC?
What?
You support Snoop
Ray.
Dogg.
Ray. They
Ray?
call him Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way,
'Cause he
really?
son. Well, because he kind of has
Oh,
that
he said-
grasp.
I understand the joke.
No, Ray, the guy that has that red car
Yeah.
over at AFC,
Yeah.
they say his sound,
Voice.
he sounds
kinda
just like
does,
Snoop
a little
Dogg.
bit.
Yeah,
And we've
like-
joked because I've
Yeah.
actually had him on stream, and he did like a Snoop Dogg
Oh,
song.
shit. What?
And I support him.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
it's a shirt.
Right. And
It's a shirt.
tell them the story. I think it was at the gas station. Or
No, we were at the parts store,
Parts store.
picking up a fuse for him, and a guy walked in, had the exact same shirt.
Same shirt.
It was hilarious.
Same shirt. It was
He's
like,
like,
you guys
dude, what
shot
the
at
hell?
this
You're
thing."
wearing the same shirt as me. And I'm like, yep, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's cool. So we got one more question, guys. One more question.
I'm
One more
done.
question.
Oh, you don't want this to be like Mechanics After Dark where we're up here till 3? What?
Well, technically, I got to go to Florida, and
What?
if
You
I'm
have
gonna
to go to
sleep
Florida.
over somewhere, I got to at least be halfway. You know,
How far?
15 hours.
15?
Yeah.
Holy shit, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to have pools tomorrow,
So you
but
can whip it out 15 hours just like that?
driving,
Yeah.
then it'll be swerving after dark. Then that's what.
I drove to Wisconsin from Connecticut 16 hours.
Oh my
straight.
gosh. Oh yeah, I mean I
Ah.
could do it.
That's kind of a troll question.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
That's kind of a troll question.
And if that troll question's in there, why is
well,
it
no, it
It's
is,
a good
but it,
question?
yeah.
in there? But a troll question.
The question is about Patriot Mechanic.
And who is that
Uh-oh.
guy?
That's Dennis.
Oh,
Dennis?
Dennis?
You're way
Yeah.
up there in chats.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. I probably didn't.
I
scroll.
overlooked that one because I
Yeah.
didn't want to bring drama.
Yeah, but who is Dennis?
The question, that he was one of the people that was fixing things in the
Over-
convoy, and the
okay.
question was,
Was he at AFC?
no, he
No,
was
this
part
is
of TPC.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the question was, do I think that me and Dennis could have gotten along better if Dennis's wife was not in the picture?
What?
I don't think you
every
possibly could know
interaction that I had with Dennis directly has always been a pleasant interaction. Dennis never said any of the things that he said in his lives to me in person.
Personally.
Oh, they did ask it again.
So his wife is the only person that ever actually confronted me about things that she didn't like about me.
Okay.
So
And you answered.
I
him.
probably would have gotten along better with Dennis because Dennis would have never opened his mouth to me.
Right.
Right. And probably wouldn't have been as active of a live streamer, or probably didn't live stream. He may have had those feelings personally, but Dennis stepped in line. I was the lead mechanic. He understood that. I said jump. He jumped.
Okay.
You know, and
That's
that's how it would have gone down. Whether or not he disagreed with me fixing vehicles that he felt should have just been abandoned
Nick.
and left, he would have kept that to himself. So, simple answer, yes, we would have probably had a better interaction had his wife not been involved.
Okay.
So that was a tough question, and I answered it.
Yes. And that was a good devil
Were
question.
you making jokes with the wife? Eric, tell the truth.
Making jokes with the what?
With
Wife?
the wife.
With what? His wife?
No, with the
I don't know what you're talking about. Is this
I
Wyckoff
don't-
America channel?
Yes, it
Or
is,
Agnes,
right?
that's what they said. And that's
Yeah.
why I said,
Well, that's
this is
the
White
question.
House America channel.
Yeah, it is.
I answered it.
Yeah, it is Wyckoff's channel.
Yeah. It's,
And we're interviewing Eric, the mechanic.
Yeah.
We didn't.
And
We
I
had
forgot
we had
Agnes is
other
here.
questions, but he doesn't. You know, it's.
well, no, actually, we didn't have questions in the chat. That's
But
why.
we had questions. I thought you were gonna come up with something.
Well, they pretty much were asked.
Answer
it
'em?
was like,
Okay.
why, like, I mean, he
'Cause
didn't
we
really want to
know-
go into his personal life, so
Right.
I don't want to ask about
I
that.
did.
But
I did sit here and say I'll probably go back to live streaming tomorrow when the horns show up. I'll probably be doing how to build this style air horn from a power drill. You know,
Stuff, yeah.
ripping it apart, taking the guts out, modifying the case, installing the horn, and making it functional on camera. So I'll
So you can
probably be
learn.
live streaming at some point tomorrow.
Yes. Man, they miss you, Eric. They miss you, man. We might have to just jump
How can they
on
miss
and-
me? They've just been jumping around to other streams and watching me there.
Correct,
They
correct.
still have been getting my content. Just
Right.
I haven't had to have my moderators have to deal with it.
Yeah, you dealt with that.
You know,
The other
it's been
moderators
all
too.
your, it's been all
Yep,
your
yep,
moderators
yep.
have had to deal with all the people that that
Very
may
true.
have been causing trouble
True.
because I've been on stream. I don't know.
True.
I gave them a break. They
Yep.
they got a nice
They had
little
their
break
little
off.
break off.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've been off, what, 3 days?
about
Yeah,
3
but-
days.
Yep.
It can get draining though.
Oh,
whenever
it
all
does.
You have is a
And I
bunch of
and I
haters.
honestly
Yeah,
think,
Telescope was here.
Yep.
Okay, you're answering that about
Telescope was here, and
we interviewed him.
I ended up walking in on an interview that is prior to this video that Wyckoff was doing, and I turned the screws to the guy, and
Yep.
I didn't let him
Go off
evade
easy.
any answers. He said, and he came up with the whole argument that the African American community couldn't get IDs, and therefore they shouldn't need them for voting. And I put him in his place, but you need them to get on government assistance. You need them to pay to get jobs. You need them to cash checks. You need it for all these other aspects. So you really want the American people to believe that there's all these African American people that don't have some form of ID. And that he pretty much agreed that, yeah, they probably do have this ID. So then why is it not okay to ask them to use it if they already technically have it? And he pretty much was shut down.
Right.
Because he couldn't answer that. He couldn't sit here and respond to a logical statement of, well, they already have it. We know they have it. You can't function in America without it. So why is it a bad thing to have them and everybody else provide it when we have to provide it for everything else we do? So
matter
yes, no,
what.
he was actually on a video prior to this one.
Yep, yep. And if you have any questions, go on there, question, try to answer them. But yeah, but see, that was, the video before this one, guys.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go home soon, so I'll just walk around.
Oh,
I'll leave
you
you
got
alone
your-
since your chat doesn't like me.
What?
Nobody likes Polish Agnes.
No one
What?
Well,
likes-
maybe you shouldn't have sat here and
Yelled at
bashed
me.
me on the Doe show, I guess.
I guess.
You didn't actually bash me on the Doe show. It was a
God, I'm gonna turn off
misunderstanding.
this chat and
It
I
was
will be fine.
everybody. It was a misunderstanding. It was just
No, I don't know what
English.
they did. I don't
English
un-
is
I
their
don't
second
really know What they
language.
understood, but
They-
sometimes
it was
people
just.
do that on purpose.
It was the
Yep.
no. It was just the word that you
Invade.
used. Invade sounded like I was aggressively doing something I shouldn't. Instead of
'Cause you never came to
viewing,
my
you
chat,
could
that's why I said
you
that.
could have sat here and said, why, Eric? Why are you always in other people's chats instead of streaming yourself?
But you were in my chat.
I understand that,
And
but
I saw that.
I wasn't
And
in your chat. I
you
was
were.
actually watching the Doe show,
Oh, yeah, you was.
and they were
Yeah,
streaming
yeah.
your
Oh
content.
no, sorry. You were then you were later in my chat.
Yeah.
But I think someone has mentioned your name
Yeah,
or something.
but the
Yeah.
way you said it sounded like aggressive.
Oh my
And
God!
they thought-
people keep
and they
just
thought-
give me some
and
slack.
what-
It's
yeah,
English.
no, you
my
English-
second
English is her second language, and I stood up for you.
Thank
And
you.
I sat here and I said, it's her second language. I understood what she was trying to
Yeah, of
say.
course.
She wasn't bashing me,
I
but it
never
was
bash
really
anybody.
surprising how
Oh,
many
exactly.
people were like,
He loves
like
Joe.
you
Joe
know,
loves him.
what the
Yeah.
hell? Why are you bashing Eric? It's like
Yeah.
cool.
They have to always find someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not affected usually by any of this stuff. So I mean, whatever.
I'm
But
sensitive.
I
Or-
appreciate that you defended me. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys,
Stuff,
I
yeah.
probably won't see you around. I'm leaving too.
You'll be back next
2
week
weeks.
or 2 weeks, every 2 weeks or something like that.
No, I mean just next week they doing the convoy in New York City, so I will be doing that.
I
Who's
may
doing
be
it?
going up there
Who's
too.
doing
I don't
that?
know what we're doing.
That's where
We
Steve
might
Mama's going
we
to.
might be doing
Oh,
that
Supermama's
convoy in
doing
New
that
York
next
City.
week?
That's
I
next
know
week
she's
or,
going to do some stuff out
or
there.
in 2 weeks. I can't remember. I think they have.
Seeing how you were answering questions from
Yeah,
there,
we're
I
gonna have
should
to
have been
figure
in
that
the
out,
Doe
yeah.
show.
That would be a
Well,
trip.
anyways, nice
Later.
meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
God
too.
bless.
Be careful out there.
Yes, be safe.
I'll be fine.
I should have
Yes.
been. Oh, guys.
Oh, by the way, they
Sorry,
said we
hi
love
guys.
Yeah.
I got a we love.
I should have been in here.
Yes.
You're already
Thank
covering
you.
that chat. I should have been covering this chat.
So behind the mirror has a question. So do you have to have an ID for the government to take your money for taxes? That's a big difference. I just have to say between
Do you
that
have
and
to
voting.
have?
An ID.
Do
to
you
vote.
have? Hold on.
Oh wait.
I'm trying to think if I actually know the answer to that question.
You have to have
Do
an
you
ID.
have to
vote.
have an ID for the government?
I can answer that.
Well,
take
in a
your
sense,
what?
because to get
to get your job.
to do taxes, you have to provide ID,
to get the
get
taxes.
the job to
Exactly.
to file the form to be taxed. So yes, you would need an ID.
Ultimately,
Yes.
you do.
Yes. But even
Well,
though,
no. Wait a
But
minute.
even
Wait a
the-
minute.
No,
They
you
have
can-
forms of ID. The question is, can you use a social security card and a birth certificate?
that's an ID.
No, I understand that.
Yep.
But can you use those in lieu of a physical ID? Because I remember there's certain requisites that they give you a couple of different options. And I'm not 100% sure if you could just walk into a job with just a birth certificate and a social security card
I think you can.
without an actual ID.
But I would say.
So the answer is I'm not certain.
Okay, to get a job, you have to have either, you
Yeah.
have to show your social security card, you have to show your birth certificate, you have to show your ID to get a job, right?
Right.
Like I owe the government money for taxes right
Right.
now. I had to show my ID to get that job that sent me my W-2 that has my social security number on it.
Right.
And then also, for taxes on a house, you have to show your ID to buy that house.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when you get that deed, right, it's in your name. So
that
ultimately,
is
you
your-
do have to show an ID at some point to be able to be taxed, because if you know what I mean, when
Right.
you get those things that
And
that are
also,
taxed,
you're not dead,
unless you're buying something at the store.
right? But the people aren't dead, claiming or getting tax money or getting tax or any of that too. So that's what it's all about, proving that you're alive to be able to be secure on that vote. That's what it's really all about. Because dead people ain't gonna vote if you got to show an ID. Or,
Dude. We love all the people that have died.
yeah, 100.
But just like when marriage dies with death, so does your voting rights.
Correct.
We love you. Some of you were veterans and passed away. Some of
Yes.
you were just nice people that passed away.
Right.
But this is America,
You can't vote for
and
Yeah,
it.
Social
it's
Security
death till we
Card
part
doesn't-
for voting.
Tammy.
Right.
So from now on, we need to start a local chapter at every cemetery on the day of the vote, and we need to lock in these cemeteries to keep these people
From going out and voting.
from going out and voting.
Right.
This is a real problem.
Right.
We need to have some community outreach,
And some cameras.
and we can have festivals.
Yep.
Let them party.
Yes.
Come on out.
Party.
We would love to hear your stories about how the world was before electricity and all this great stuff. You can come educate us, and we can have interactions with you, and we can party like it's 1969 or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and all that. But unfortunately, we need to pass a bill,
Yes.
that states that once you die,
You can't do it.
you lose your right to vote.
Right.
I thought that this was common sense,
But it's not.
and we
common
didn't need
anymore.
a bill, but it
But we
seems
do.
to be a real problem in America. So I support this bill.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Oh
But
boy,
that's again, that's his opinion. That's
that's
on
my
him.
opinion.
And this is our opinion too. So, but still, there's a problem. You have to have.
Oh, looks like Doe is sitting here and rewinding some video where I was standing someplace and trying to make a clip or something.
Oh, someone asked how was Hagerstown?
Oh,
How
how
is-
is Hagerstown?
I mean Harper's Ferry.
Oh, Harper's Ferry.
No, it's Harper's Ferry. Sorry.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. It was
I messed that up. I saw it earlier.
Hagerstown was a.
I don't know the exact
Old.
dates. I would have to count. I'm pretty sure it's close to somewhere near 100 days
Yeah.
from March 1st till now. Um, it was some nice normalcy.
Yes.
It
there
was
you go.
nice.
I was just like,
It was nice to just kind of do something that was
Different.
what a normal person
Would
does.
do, yeah.
Because really, whenever you see me, I'm either here in a parking lot,
Or
I'm
sleeping.
there in a parking lot, or I'm sleeping.
Yes.
So,
Or eating
you know, I actually really enjoyed
an outing.
going out and seeing that and experiencing the beauty. It was really cool seeing some of the architecture, and even though he didn't want to go in there originally, and I
Which
literally
one?
had to pull him into the
Oh, the
machine
machine,
shop,
yeah,
the
yeah,
machine
yeah.
shop.
That was
I
cool.
thought it was really cool that even though
Back then.
it
yeah.
was water wheel powered,
That was
that
sick.
the machine lathes aren't much different than the type of lathes that we use
Today.
in modern days that are non-CNC lathes.
Right.
That technology was still kind of the same technology
Use back
we're
then,
still
but
using. We're
we're
just
just
using
using
electric
power or
motors.
electric, yeah.
You know, maybe it's a little bit better, a little bit more sophisticated, but that was really cool. The architecture of the bridge, you know,
Wow.
how it was
He
riveted
explaining
together.
It, what? I was like, man,
I mean,
gotta get this.
that was really, that
What do
was
you, how,
really
how do you
cool.
build this thing? Oh,
I was
really? Okay.
I was really shocked about the fact that every time I touched the bridge, though,
It's shocking.
I got a little bit of a
Every
static
time.
charge.
It's that ghost,
You know,
man.
I'd walk on the planks, and all of a sudden I'd touch the rail, and I'd get a little bit of a zap. So I don't know if there's a little bit of current going through that bridge somehow,
Yeah,
but
there
that
is.
was kind of weird.
Yes, it was. I bet it was. I bet it was.
that'd be freaky. So Darlene Weaver says, I've seen my name on
Bathroom.
a tombstone. So does that mean I can't vote? No. People have the same name, right? But that
right,
would be
but
creepy.
it's a different.
Would that not be creepy though to
Well,
see your
you-
name on a tombstone?
Now, what's your name?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your name?
Darlene Weaver.
Darlene Weaver. I'm pretty sure if you would be the Darlene Weaver that was from that headstone, we would probably be able to figure out if you've been in the ground for a while. Okay? But if we have that problem, maybe we should have a thermal camera. We may get some false results for any vampires that are in our community that still want to vote. And I apologize. Technically, you're dead too. You know, but then we can at least test that these people are in the normal human alive range. So I think that'd be a great thing that we could possibly set up is a few thermal cameras to distinguish that you're alive, ma'am, and that you're not the one that's represented by that gravestone. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
See, every problem has a solution.
Yes. All right, let's see. They mailed me, this is not a question, but a statement. They mailed me my ex-wife's ballot 8 years straight, different state and last name. Wow, that's crazy.
I'm really surprised that I'm in this chat and I'm not getting any questions. They're talking a lot, but not. I think they're viewing us. I see you in there, unless it's not working. I don't have the audio going, obviously, because I can't. So I'm sorry, Doe. Type in your chat, and I'll answer your questions if you have any.
All right, any more questions? Anybody got any more questions for Eric? Voter ID should be a must. I agree, Tammy.
Where's the
And Tammy, you're right. It is Social Security card and ID, not birth certificate for jobs.
Where's the
You can be seen, right there.
No, where's the stuff at? For my coldness.
The stuff. The jacket? There's a light right there.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions in this chat. You're not really seeing
No.
anything in yours.
All right,
I
so
guess
no more
I've bored you
questions?
guys for too long. So,
Eric,
yes.
what is the meaning of life?
Ooh.
How about that question?
It's very philosophical. I think it's different to each and every person.
Yeah,
You know, it's
Hey.
what is the meaning to life to you? My meaning of life may not pertain to you. You've
Yep.
got to figure that out for yourself.
True. That's so true.
Eric, I love watching your lives. They're fun and never boring. That is what Patty said. Patty Melpica.
Yeah.
So he needs to keep going.
Spicy chili. I can ask the school bus owner if he wants me to give a tour of the school bus, and if he agrees, I don't
We'll
see
do it,
why not.
right.
U-Haul said, "What is a woman?"
What is a woman?
Yeah.
A woman that
If
has
you don't know what a woman is by now,
then there's a
you've got
problem.
problems.
Obviously, that has been a topic that some people don't understand because of what situations are going on in our country today.
Well, I'll tell you, if what a woman is, they don't have cajon.
Cojones?
Cojones.
Yeah.
What?
They don't have
Well, no,
cojones.
she actually
Yeah.
does. They're mounted on your truck
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
right.
My
Well,
cojones.
yeah, but she
Yeah,
had
they belong to
possession.
me.
So
Yeah, because you took 'em
possession
off.
is 9/10 of the law.
Right, but you took them off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just common sense, guys. Man, come on now. That's like the dumbest question
A
I've
man's rib bone.
yeah.
Yep, that's what we were made from.
Charisma Mom asked, why is Santa allowing Rose to take all his passion? That's a question
That you're gonna have
more
to ask
so.
them.
I'm not in that
Relationship.
circle
Yeah.
between Rose and Santa. I'm split between two camps. I'm not as active over here and as much anymore because it is 66 miles round trip.
It is.
And,
yeah, it is.
and
yeah.
I'm not getting convoy fuel. So
Right.
coming back and forth between the camps is out of
It's
my
expensive.
pocket.
Yep.
If I decide to go to New York with one of the convoys, that's
So
going to
they're
be
going?
also out of my pocket,
So
possibly.
are they going?
Possibly, I don't know.
Oh wow.
I think there was up for
Debate?
Not this convoy, but,
But the
AFC.
AFC, really?
Well, it was on the table. It was
Really?
talked about. I don't know if they
See,
are.
and that's one thing I like about AFC.
You know, so that question
When
I'm
it's
not
on the
qualified
table,
to answer.
When
I
it's on
apologize.
the table, they all sit there, everybody that's there, and they do a vote.
Right.
That is one thing I loved about AFC.
The whole group,
The
as
whole
a
group.
whole.
The
Yes.
whole group as a whole. And that
Yeah.
would be, I mean, yeah, they have a lot of people here,
But
I
still,
think they
a
should
majority
still
wins.
Stop
Exactly.
Yeah.
smoking. I will quit smoking when I end the stress of being in the convoy.
That too.
I wasn't smoking and I picked it back up because I was really stressed out about a lot of the decisions I've had to make and a lot of things. And it
yeah, I
is,
never
it
kn-
is
I
a
never-
crutch that relieves stress.
Right, and I never knew you did smoke. I don't even think you smoked
No.
at the beginning, did he?
Yeah, he did, but I
You
never
did.
knew it either until I saw him
Till-
on
yeah.
the stream smoking. I was
Yep.
like, Eric smokes?
Yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, it's just a habit, guys. I mean,
It's a bad habit,
Yep.
and everybody's got
Everybody
their
has it.
vices.
right.
Yeah. All right, you guys got any more questions? I'm watching your chat.
So yeah.
I'm in your guys' chat.
So no, nobody.
I did
So
not,
I did have one that
I
said,
was not aware of a Chinese convoy, but you know, if they happen to come along and they're gonna
Float
make,
over here.
and come over here and they're gonna
Come
make,
on.
and I agree with what they're trying to do to make America
Great
great,
again.
and you know, and whatever. Sure, I may support
again.
them.
Oh, that'd be cool. Make America better again.
A Chinese convoy would be awesome.
Yeah, it
that's,
would,
that's what one
yeah.
person said.
See dragons
Oh,
flying and
jeez.
shit. A dragon convoy. Yeah, I think
"What's DEF?"
deaf.
DEF is diesel exhaust fluid. It's a
Yes. Oh,
It's
he
a-
just answered it.
it's a
we
fluid.
were
It's a
talking about.
fluid.
DEF.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
It was at a
fluid
gas
that
station.
they add to
They asked about
a
its storage.
system that catches carbon and particulates that are expelled from a diesel engine to help break down those into less harmful things for the environment.
So is it good for? So it's only a
It's
diesel
crap.
vehicle.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's crap.
Okay.
Muddy Girl Johnson said, "Will you say hi to her, Eric?"
Hi, Muddy Girl. Morph 2020. This is more of a ask me questions, not ask him questions.
Yeah, exactly.
So
This is for Eric.
I'll show it to him if he wants to. If he wants to answer, that's up to him. But this is more mine, so it's up to him whether or not he wants to answer it.
Which one is it?
It's this one, Morph.
Oh, okay.
All right, the shortage, the DEF shortage.
I've just recently heard about that. I haven't investigated it. I've got plenty of DEF because
What
my
question?
truck,
I don't see a
my
question.
pickup truck does use DEF. The questions. Remember, I'm watching a different chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's-
Well, what is the question?
Uh,
I want to look.
Yeah,
It
I'll
was-
answer. It's about the WYSIWYG situation.
Yeah, but
well, now I got to get
it's already
back to it.
squashed. Why you want to keep bringing it?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna
This
clear
question.
it up. This is the question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is why.
Yeah, so I am gonna answer that question. So that was.
Do you want to say the question so they know what the question is?
All right. So the
Oh,
question.
yeah. Our
So
chat
the
doesn't
question
know.
is, ask Wyckoffs if the issue he had with 1776 the other day with WYSIWYG was because of the video he posted questions what happened at the Oregon Bridge. So, and what's so funny about that whole ordeal, and that's what it was. He did have, I guess he took it the wrong way when he shouldn't have, because what it was I posted the same video he posted.
Right.
All I was doing is asking patriots, people, hey, what do you think it is? I never said what I think it was. I just was asking
See, you guys really should get in this chat because
What-
they have a lot of questions they want to
what everyone wanted to
Yeah, but
or
this is
wanted
your
to say.
interview.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll do a Wyckoff interview down the road, or really all the time. I mean, this
yeah,
is the channel,
yeah,
you
but
guys.
still, this is Eric.
So
hurry
yeah,
up.
this is Eric. So yeah, so we have squashed that. He apologized, and I know a lot of people out there say, "Oh no, he never did. That's a lie." But it was about that video, but it was taken care of. But it's just sad because over a video, you get your feelings hurt, and all I was
Well,
doing.
people took it the wrong way.
Yeah, they
and that
took it
was
the wrong way.
Period.
That's
it
it.
wasn't meant that way.
Right,
It was
right.
just to get people's opinions.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. Simple
I'm
as
gonna
that.
I'm gonna slaughter this name, but Namawa says Eric's brain is in search of a brain cell to keep the one he has company. How did you figure that out?
Oh, genius.
Jeez.
What?
Damn, dude.
Holy cow manure!
I'm amazed he figured that out.
Yeah, that's a good
you
one.
know,
That's a good question.
it's a good brain cell though,
Yeah,
right?
it was,
Because
yeah.
it keeps my whole body functioning
Yes,
for
yeah,
just
yeah.
having one.
Yep, yep.
You
So
know?
yeah, it looks like this has changed into after night. After dark. After dark night
It
night.
is what it is.
No, that's fine. We're just gonna have to not go to work till Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
No, you guys can pull up stakes and get going.
That's what I was thinking about. Most probably cooking some steaks.
Can you ask Wyckoff? Can you ask Wyckoff?
All right. Well, I have some questions for you.
There's so many
Yeah.
questions.
Did you
Yeah,
drive
it's
that
fine.
cab over? Do you know what that means?
The cab
I
over?
never got to drive
The
his
cab?
cab over.
No.
He ended up leaving, and the day that he left, I did not get an opportunity to drive it. I really
What?
wanted to, no, I didn't get to drive the cab over.
That would have been awesome. Huh?
It would have been. I've actually thought about buying a cab over to do something probably similar to what he had, where he had it was the white cab over with the box on the back.
Yep. Yep.
And I actually thought about getting one of those, and yeah,
really?
I would have liked to have driven the cab over, and I never got a chance to.
Damn it, man.
When is Wyckoff going home? As soon as probably when we end this live.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Well,
We might-
We
depending
gotta
on
go
what
we
tell
might
some
stay.
people bye.
Yeah. Yeah. We
So-
don't. Yeah. We don't know.
Maybe we'll never go home.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll haunt you here forever.
Yep.
Oh, I'm at the end of the chat, guys. I
That's
don't see
good.
any questions in your guys' chat.
That's good. That's good.
Eric,
Unless you got more, hey.
But Wood Chris said, what a bummer that you didn't get to drive it. And then, bye Tammy, she's leaving.
Bye,
Say good night,
Tammy.
everyone.
uh,
And then let's see.
Kat asked Eric after Santa's speech, how can you see this movement as anything but Santa building a Pentecostal ministry again?
He was a minister.
I don't know. I actually was
You were
interacting
here,
with a
but,
lot of
yeah.
people. I didn't listen to a lot of his thing. I did see some people commenting that it seemed like it was very
Church?
religious.
Religious, yeah.
There was a lot of religious music being done.
But we do got to bring God back into.
After
The
his
US.
speech, how can you see this movement anything but Santa building a Pentecostal ministry again?
We do need to bring God in our lives. Period. a higher power.
At this
not
point in
just-
time, I don't know how to really answer
that question, right.
I haven't really thought on it.
because that's
It
him.
would literally be an off-the-cuff answer, and
That would be his question.
ask
Santa's
ask
question.
me again. I'm enough in the chats, and I'll be back live.
Right. to
Come
answer.
into one of my lives and give
Ask that
me a
same
little
question.
time to think about that one. Because honestly,
That is something.
I
Yeah.
really haven't put a lot of thought to that.
Yeah. Because it just
you know?
happened.
Yeah,
Eric.
it just happened, and
Just
I really
happened.
wasn't. Yeah.
It just happened. So you
Ask
really,
Jack off.
No, we
How
don't answer
much
questions
more
to
money
that.
does he need to get home? Well, you've already got the money to get home.
right. I've always had the
Yeah.
money.
Well, no,
I just said it the
It
wrong
would
way.
have it would have given you a hardship because you would have had to rob Peter
Thank you.
to
'cause
pay
you said
Paul.
it the wrong
Right.
way again.
You would have had to rob Peter to pay Paul,
Right.
and it would have given you a hardship because then you would have had other bills that wouldn't have
Right.
gotten paid. So yeah,
Right. Has nothing to do with I don't have money.
yeah.
I
it's
you
you
worded it the
under
wrong way.
anticipated
Right.
how much it was going to cost
Correct.
to come out here.
Right, and we're in a
Right.
state where we can't make money at because
Right.
we
Yeah.
are not familiar with this area. When we
Right.
get home, we
We
can
got
make
the
our
money,
money.
right.
So
We
we're
just
all
gotta
good.
get there.
Thanks for your concern.
Thank you, though.
Wyckoff is staying at 1776. He was here last night. He's here right now. If they pull out, they won't be here tonight. If they stay, they'll probably stay one more night and leave
Yep.
first thing in the morning.
Right.
Right.
But he's
I'm
said
not for
if
this
you
group.
look in his YouTube, he's never affiliated with either
Either
convoy.
group.
Either
He
group. No
was
wrong.
visiting both and getting information and interacting with both convoys.
Trying
Yeah,
So
to
he's
figure
never
out.
been a
getting-
member of
showing
either
people.
convoy.
Right.
Or even TPC. I wasn't. When I found out the whole BS about that, I put it out there. So, when I see something that I don't like, I'm there to ask questions. So,
And when we see something we like, we're there
We're
to
go-
support it.
right,
Yes.
correct.
And we support anybody who
movement,
stands up for our country.
Correct. 100%.
We stand beside anybody who is going to
Not
fix our
behind
country.
or in front on the
we
side.
side.
Yeah.
East side.
So, yeah.
Nanawawa, whatever. I mutilated that name again.
Manawawa?
Yeah, that's gonna put a lot of hardship on that brain cell. Just watch it.
Just much
SPSE
love.
clearly was crying.
So, do we have
asking for
anyone
money
from
to get home.
Wyckoff's underscore chat?
I just
Any
have
questions?
thanks to
No.
Eric for never leaving anyone behind and always being open and honest.
And fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. He has always been there for that extra help. Can you check that battery, please?
Lucy.
Can you check that battery, please?
It's got one thing left on it.
All right.
Lucy, I didn't see your question. She said, weird. My comment about religion did not come up, it seems.
Yeah, ask it again. Ask it again.
Yeah,
Ask
oh,
the
it's a
question.
comment, not a question.
or the
so maybe
comment.
that's why.
Cuddler
If you have a
Bug.
question, ask again.
Cuddler Bug here, he talked about the Portland overpass thing.
Yeah, I already
He
talked
just
about it.
addressed that.
Yep,
Rewind a little bit.
yep.
Um,
I just put it up for y'all's opinion. That's it. I'm not going to give you my opinion on it.
I have no problem getting out of here tonight. No, anything I say is my opinion.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I mean, if somebody doesn't like my opinion, it
Just
is
come
what
talk
it
to me.
is.
Just come
If
talk to me.
if any of the convoys don't think that I have their best interests in heart, and they ask me not to be part of their convoy, then that's
That's
fine.
okay. That's
You know, I'm
understandable.
here to support them. You know, they're both in a building state. All three of them.
Yes.
They're all
yep,
building.
Yep. Yep.
You know, 1776 has only been in
a week,
existence
2 weeks.
2
No,
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what they're building yet.
And they actually grew pretty big.
AFC, you know, they're still recovering from not being part of
fallback.
TPC when they went to California.
Wow, look at this truck.
It's all a building process, you
Yep.
know. I don't think anybody's got anything figured out yet. You know, it just is what it is. That's an awesome truck.
That's a beautiful truck.
I've actually seen that type of truck before.
That's a beautiful truck.
What's the title? What did you name this?
What?
What's the title.
Why?
Because everybody's like, oh, cracking up, and then they said, is that because he calls you whacked off?
No, it said this is Eric. You can read it
Oh, well, I can't read it because I'm in the chat.
right here. It
Clay,
is.
I'm not going to be taking my shirt off. As
Interview
much
with-
as
okay,
people
go
might want to see it,
That's it.
that's only on my OnlyFans page. But most people donate to that to keep my clothes on.
Right. This is not that kind of.
We'll have like a thing. It'll
It's
be a
not a-
bidding war on OnlyFans. The more money donated will determine if my clothes come off or stay on.
Oh shit. That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely something serious.
Let's see.
But I'll tell you what, it's cold again.
Oh yeah, I just felt the temperature drop.
It's freaking holy cow.
I mean, I'm actually pretty damn comfortable. So
Oh yeah, 'cause you're out in the snow.
I'm from
snow world.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's a windy Cindy over there, ain't it? Or that's Chicago. That's Wisconsin.
Manawawa, you know, I don't agree with that statement. I asked for donations to what ended up being called the Mechanics Fund. It never was supposed to be. So that I would have resources to buy tools and to buy parts for people that I knew here were not
Could not
financially
afford it,
able.
yep.
Now that we have become stationary,
Sure.
other than putting my Nightbot in the chat to just post the
want
links,
these?
because of the fact that people have kept asking my moderators to post it, and nobody's donated,
Right.
so it was pointless to do it anyways. I haven't been out here asking anybody to donate.
Well, while we're out here saying this, anybody who would like to donate to White Cost America, our links are posted in our chat under our description. Anybody who wants to donate to Eric the Mechanic, his links are in his channel under his description.
And
so
also,
please,
yeah.
it helps us out because we are out here using our own funds
Yep.
to do this.
Yep.
Not because we're begging, but
Roddy
because we are
Train,
bringing you
I'm
entertainment.
not gonna tell
Correct.
him something like that.
What?
You're gonna go. You go into his chat. You tell him that, or you wait till he's on this, and then you express that. I'm not gonna be your vessel to sit here and say stuff like that.
Right.
All right. So here we go. Support. Yes, 100. And anyone in there, any mods, go ahead and throw Eric's link up also.
Oh, Cowboy Mosh put it in there
Oh, he
too
did.
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, thank you, Daniel.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. That was perfect timing. Perfect. Love it.
I am glad you are there, but what?
He stopped at butt.
Yeah. It's like I love it. But hey,
See, do.
people just don't understand. I mean, I got 500 videos on my chat. You got how many?
500. I've got like only 114 videos,
Right.
but I also have.
Eric's reading the
I'm
Doe
most-
Show chat.
I'm mostly lives,
Right. Okay.
so I've got 4 or 5 hour videos.
Right. That you
compared to a lot of your shorts.
can. Yep. True that.
That
But-
were small.
Yes.
The
True.
do-
A little bit of sass wants to know if you've been in contact with Joe
Have you been in
since
contact
Joe's
with Joe?
gone home.
No, I have not.
Yeah, we do.
I need to
get a hold of him.
contact him and still probably set up that
What we want to do.
that StreamYard between me, Joe, and Saznak.
Yep. You take my. Oh no, Jesus.
Yeah, we plan on doing an
Yes.
interview with Joe too if
But
he
let's
will
see who
allow
gets
us.
it first. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I have better internet, so I'm more
I
likely to be
know.
able to keep StreamYard up and going.
It's still
you
going,
may
man.
you may get Joe on there, and he'll
It'll
be like,
gone. Yeah.
Shanna,
I don't know.
hey, Shanna Smith wants to know. No, he's not going to do that because I'm going to have a list of questions for him to ask.
Right.
No, I'm talking
Um,
about his digital break because
Oh, I
his
know,
streaming
I
is
know, yeah.
But, yeah,
too
I don't
broken.
know.
But Shanna asked, when are you going to do a stream on building the horn? My horn is coming in on Tuesday.
I'm gonna probably do it Monday night. Once the temperatures drop a little bit and it won't be so hot, I'll probably set up a stream. if
And, yeah.
if the horns show up on Monday like they're supposed to. Otherwise, I'll do it on Tuesday.
Yep.
But
Really,
see-
really, I think Doe's still listening, but he keeps changing the channel. Now they're looking at knives.
What kind of
Okay,
knives?
so
Hey, that actually looks like the knife I got from Trucker G in a sense.
Oh, that's a nice.
That really
knife.
does. It looks a
Yeah.
lot like the Trucker G knife.
Oh, it must be a commercial.
Maybe that's where he bought it from.
Must be a commercial.
CNN or CCN.
CCN.
That's where he got the knives from.
Yes.
so B said, ask Eric to tell us how Super Chat works.
I'm actually not a fan of it
Yeah.
because 33% of
Yeah,
it goes
that's
to
crazy.
I
YouTube.
know. Yeah.
It also comes in the form of a check 2 months
Later.
after. 2
Wow.
months, yeah, up to 2 months after.
And they
I've
write
heard.
a check to you.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've
Wow.
heard. I can't confirm that. I know I was talking to Polish Agnes. She said she signed up, got monetized, and she's had some super chats and stuff come in.
Right.
And it's been 2 months, and she
Wow.
hasn't even received a check. So that's where that information's coming from. I would have to ask Oreo or ask Joe, who deals with that a little bit more frequently.
Right.
But they're nice. I mean, it's convenient for you guys, but that's something that may help me out at a later time and date.
Yeah. Not now.
You know, but it does nothing for me now.
Right.
You know,
That's for like a future pocket
you know, where
book.
Cash App, I can directly access Cash App
Right to the bank.
because even when I signed up for the card,
Cord?
a digital version was able to be downloaded into my Apple phone, which lets me use it with Apple Pay.
Oh, that's why you brought
have,
your phone
I
out.
have
That was
direct
cool.
access
That was cool.
to anything that is donated to the Cash App.
That was cool.
Venmo, if I was in Wisconsin and I had the physical card, I would be able to access that. But right now, being remote, I don't have that option with Apple Pay. So the best I can do is literally use it and buy something on Amazon or pay a bill and then take some cash that I have to replace that money that was donated in lieu of that was for that. You know, so really Cash App I think Cash App is still trying to build their user base. So there doesn't appear to be any
bill yet,
fees or charges for using it.
Yeah.
At some time when they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a big enough base of customers,
Oh, they go.
they're gonna charge something.
Yeah.
You know.
'Cause,
So honestly,
you know,
that's the best
Yeah.
thing. But yeah,
PayPal,
that's all I really know
a
about
joke.
Super Chat.
PayPal's a joke. They take percentage too.
Still looking for questions, guys.
Nick, where you at? All right.
We probably should get this over so you guys can get, because
Yeah.
I still got a 33-mile drive
Yeah.
back to where I'm going too.
Is it 33 miles?
It's
Yeah.
about 33 miles to the other camp.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's about 35-minute drive though,
So,
right? Because
yeah.
it's interstate.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then it's 66 miles round trip, you know,
Yep.
so that's going to really suck with a vehicle that gets 15 miles a gallon
Oh my God.
at almost $6
A gallon. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's going to really suck.
I feel your
Yes,
pain,
I'm
man.
reading your guys' chat. I've been reading the chat. I've been answering your questions. You guys are restreaming this, and I've been answering your questions to get more content
For
and
you.
more questions
For you.
from you guys. And then she's been answering the question, or she's been asking the questions in Wyckoff's chat. Many people involved in this conversation as possible, because I do talk to you guys. So, you know, I've been giving you guys at the Doe Show the opportunity to interact with me on this live.
Amen. Amen.
We've already asked that question. Lisa said, what about the DEF shortage affecting diesel trucks?
I will probably
oh, so
do
that's
it.
a shortage.
I will
of that?
probably do a, this was from Sunrise Days. I will probably have a side stream starting again probably tomorrow night.
Yep. After he talks to his people.
Yep.
And how many mods do you have?
Put the knives back on.
That's cool.
Sorry. I guess
Hey.
my content is boring
Yep.
to one of Doe's viewers. He
It's
wants to
okay
see
though.
the knives.
Understandable. We were looking at the knives ourselves.
I was looking
We were
at the
like,
knife
oh,
going,
shit.
God, that looks a
Yeah.
lot like the Trucker G
Yeah.
knife I got.
Like, damn, that looks
I wonder
nice.
if that's where they got them from.
Right. But how many mods you got, Eric?
Uh,
There it is. There it is.
Thank you for taking the pressure off of me. They're probably still listening.
Right.
But yeah, the knives.
They look good, man.
I don't know. They look kind of
Oh,
chintzy.
those are the small
Those look
ones.
kind of chintzy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
we're back.
Okay, I guess
They
we're
sucked.
back.
The knives sucked.
They
on that
realized
one.
the
Yeah.
knives were not that good.
No, they sucked.
We're a little bit more entertaining. I thought Eric was.
But how many mods you got,
There
Eric? About 8, 9?
Well, I've only got really 3 to 4 active
Okay.
mods. Some of them, I don't know if it's just the time frame. Now that I started doing stuff more later
At night, right.
I think maybe they just aren't available,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
But I do see about 3 to 4 active mods
Okay.
for the most part. Then one of them is just one of my friends that kind of threw some stuff out there, and I was like, I don't need him getting banned. He's fine. So I made him a
here's
mod
a
just so
mod.
he can't get banned for accidentally saying something
Wrong. Yeah.
a little silly.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't even think mods can take mods out, can they?
No, mods.
No, yeah,
I can
mods
only.
are- Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
Well, you guys have run out of questions. You got
Yep.
any more questions?
No,
Nope.
I don't have any
All
more
right.
questions.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, man, it was fun for sure.
This has actually been my first kind of interview. I mean, all the streamers kept saying that they wanted to do an interview.
Oh, I have one.
Sparrow, who is the guy doing the documentary with WYSIWYG, has wanted to do an interview with me,
Really?
and
Never came
you're
out.
the only ones. Well, you're the only ones that officially at the time frame that I've been Mechanic Eric.
Right.
Because actually Golden Renaissance Productions
Okay.
had my first interview in Monrovia when I
Okay.
was nobody and I was just a person.
Oh, that was the first
And
time,
that was the
right?
first time I was on camera, and I was just
Wow.
yakking it up with him.
Right, right. I gotta go check that out.
Technically, he's got the first interview,
That's cool. That's cool.
but this is the first official interview as
Renaissance,
Mechanic Eric.
Renaissance. They gave
As-
us the interview
yeah.
too. That was crazy. That was crazy. Jesus, can't believe it.
Sunny 29, Sunshine 29. Are you single? Asking for a friend.
That's funny.
There it is, $29.95. There
What do you
it
think
is.
about the
29.
governors on that they're trying to put on the trucks?
The what?
The
Governors.
governors.
I think
That'll be the last question.
Yep. The governors. Wow. That's
no. The governors are the speed limiters that limit the trucks to 65.
Wow, and I know they
And
have
that's-
that in Canada already.
And that's what they're talking about. And the problem is that you'll get 2 trucks, and one may have more worn tires, or this one may have more air pressure. So it's not a true 65.
Right,
So
right.
you'll get these 2 trucks, and this guy's riding his governor, but he can go 66.
Right.
And then he
Understand,
goes
yeah.
around and he chases this truck for 20 miles trying to pass
Trying
it
to
at
pass it,
1
yeah,
mile an
yeah.
hour faster.
Because you know damn well he's going too slow.
I'm okay with governors, but I think that they need to have an override system, because there are going to be times where, or some type of GPS disable feature, that drivers need to have the option in certain areas of the country, like going through mountains and certain passing conditions, where they need to be able
Battery.
to, at least at a temporary
Yeah, no,
time,
yeah. Switch
be
it.
able to
You got 30
override that governor
Oh, okay.
for safety.
Yeah, but
I
still
think
switch it.
limiting them to
Right
65 and having no option to temporarily disable, or environmentally, because of where they're driving, disable that governor is not the greatest idea. So that's my answer about that.
Yep. And got a lot of thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Not
Yes.
a problem.
And thank
Let's
you,
see if I got
Wyckoff.
any
Thank you, Eric.
in this other chat that is back watching knives. That's actually a really nice knife.
Yeah. And is that like
Oh,
a
look at that!
pay-per-view?
It's got a twisted blade. That
Is
would
that
hurt.
like a pay-
That would hurt
Ooh.
somebody.
Yeah, that's
That would
my
hurt
fault, yeah.
something. Here.
Project
We're gonna
X says,
restream
"Thank you,
Doe.
guys."
We're gonna restream Doe. Look at that knife. That would hurt somebody. So now we're officially re-restreaming restreamers.
Right. There
We're
it is.
restreaming a restream of a restream.
How
Yeah.
about that?
There you go.
That would actually hurt
All
somebody.
right, have fun. Safe trip.
All right. Well, I didn't see any more questions in this chat. We pretty much
Nope.
we need to get the whack-offs,
Out and about.
Wyckoff, Wyckoff,
What's up,
America,
man? Yeah, you're America.
on the road, or let them go to bed so they're fresh and ready to
Get outta
go.
Yes, Lisa.
So we're gonna end this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys had your opportunity
To ask questions.
to ask questions. So if you didn't ask,
You're
that's
dumb.
on you.
And they also said Joe did an interview on you.
Joe did a very short.
Interview.
But he definitely did it CNN style. I
Oh,
mean,
did
he's
he?
like, boom, and it was literally like maybe 3 minutes.
Wow.
So you did a bio,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
then went to question and answer.
Right. Yeah.
Joe
that's how it should be.
Joe did a very, here you go, and I mean, boom, 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 in 3 minutes, and it was done. That, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
if
it's
you
not
can,
really an
interview, it was,
That was like a question.
it was definitely like a shock and awe. I was like, dude, do you work for CNN?
Yeah.
I literally called him out. I'm like, wow,
Jeez.
that's like, I mean, I don't expect powder puff questions,
Yeah.
and I don't
Not at all.
ask powder puff questions. When I'm watching your chat, and I'm in a Q&A like with Santa, or I'm in a Q&A with, whoever, I don't shy away from the hard questions, because I don't think
did a
I'm
great
doing
job.
any justice by
did.
just saying,
Everybody said they had a
well, how do
blast.
you feel about
Great
that?
time.
And it's nothing major,
Right.
If I see a question, somebody's asking a serious question, and I think deserves a good answer, I ask that hard
What was
question.
that bad, man?
Lisa, we
You
do
have to
plan
ask
on
that.
coming back.
Yes.
We're not sure when.
I showed those questions because you kept asking questions to Wyckoff,
Right.
in some cases. And then some of the questions that you asked, you
I have to ask myself.
really just need to talk to
Yeah,
Wyckoff.
right.
This wasn't supposed to be a question answer with Wyckoff.
No.
No.
So this
is
wasn't really the time and place.
Right.
So I did ask a couple of questions. I did show one to Wyckoff,
And I answered.
and he answered it. So,
End of story.
you got to stick with what the stream was supposed to be about.
Yes.
Thank you, Muddy
exactly.
Girl Johnson. I think Muddy Girl Johnson's got a crush on you.
Got a crush on you. I
Just
can't
like what I've
believe
been
I
reading
can't
in the
find
chat.
the little bag.
Wyckoff,
Yes.
I'm going to ask one more question.
To you?
Oh,
No.
jeez.
No, they didn't ask it, but
Oh.
I'm going to ask it for them because they didn't.
Thank
they
you, Lisa.
didn't ask it. Are you
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what?
going to get Twitch
Yeah.
and go in to the Doe Show chat?
Sure.
Yeah.
See, you guys should have asked that question.
Right. Yeah, I would
There you
go
go.
in there.
They've got a lot of questions
Yeah,
for you. They want to
that's
ask
fine.
you stuff.
Or come into the chat. I mean,
Mm.
come in there.
Some of the statements might get them banned. So you got to remember, there are some questions that are good questions, but then if other people came in and made statements,
Well, if it's disrespectful,
yeah.
then
But
no.
see, if you're in the Doe Show one, you got to deal with both. You don't get to moderate Doe Show's chat. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'll go in there, and if you see me in there and you have a question for me, I have the right to answer
Or not.
answer.
Right.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So, I guess they must have been still listening while looking at knives. 'Cause I'm getting, thank you, Eric. Yes, we did. Oh, you did ask. I'm sorry, I missed that. But, at least I had your guys back and I covered that. So, there you go. So now you can ask him those questions directly. All right, we're going to end this. You guys take care. Thanks for participating in Bio Eric and Q&A, I guess.
Yeah.
And you guys all take care.
I wanted to.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye, Eric. And I agree with
All right.
yes,
We'll be coming on
Female
live in a little bit, guys.
Bye.
White Cops _America.